Welcome to the adventure, adventurers. So in the last session, you basically survived the first day and a half of the trial, and then shockingly had to defend yourself against a pack of wolves led by this vicious direwolf. Yet again, managed to find their way into the heart of the Norberg lands, which is unheard of. You can't understand why they've come so far south again. Luckily, the three of you had the presence of mind and the power, even with just daggers and white cloth clothing, to defend yourself and defeat the pack. And not only did you do that, you managed to collect a load of pelts of the wolves and the direwolf, and you even managed to make some water skins. So you had 2 water skins each to be able to carry life-saving water in, because you were thirsty, you were hungry, exhausted. And now you're able to basically start to get your rejuvenate your health. And thankfully, as you start traveling again, after you collect together the meat, you cook, grab some of the meat, but you know that it's getting later in the day, and you want to make sure that you can get to the watchtower of Hamdall before the sun sets. And as you look into the distance, you can see the Hamdall Tower just as the sun starts to set. Ignore the little things in the way. Yeah, no. I was basically put you on there so that you could see where you were in relation to the map, Norberg and the Evergreen Woods, and then the Hamdall Watchtower. And you're travelling for the end of the second day, and in the distance, there it is, the Hamdall Tower, the watchtower that you guys manage, or your village manages and maintains, and is the target of your first 2 days of journey. Now, you remember that when you come here, you can meet with the guards that are on residency here at the moment. They've got, basically they have beds, a kitchen, all of life's wonderments. They've even got a piss hole in the ground down below, some of you to go to the toilet. But they're not allowed to give you anything for free. You basically have to barter with anything that you've got. That's part of the challenge. And then you sleep here tonight. And then tomorrow you've got to get to the tree, carve your names on the branch, and get back again in 1 day. If you fail on the first day, you have 1 more day that you can do it on day 2. Okay, so you need to rest up, but you also need to trade with these people. Okay? You approach the watchtower. So you can see there's a ladder going up. They've also got like an escape line that runs down. The idea is if someone tries to catch fire catches fire, which has never ever happened, is that they can basically sort of abseil, down the zip line down the side of the building. So it's very, very high up. It's way above the tree line, and it can look out into the mountains. You can even see the ICEPEAK mountains in the distance, which are the sort of huge, foreboding mountains that you can see. So when you look at that video that I showed you of Lake Eru and the Evergreen Woods, with Norberg off to the right, you see that huge mountain range in the distance. That's the ICEPEAK mountains. It's not somewhere that any of you really ever go to because it's extremely dangerous. The peaks are so high that they say that it's even hard to just breathe when you reach the top of those mountains, which is bizarre. It almost sounds like the air gets thinner, though no one quite understands why that is. But most of the time, Norberg is not a town full of adventurers. You guys are farmers, foresters, cattle ranchers. Your fight is with nature and surviving, not heading off into the deep wastes. The far north is obviously what you call the white, and they call it that because quite often as you're travelling, the snow falls so heavy that you just get completely whited out. You can't see anything. So it's not somewhere that you really want to go. You've heard of adventurers going off into the white. You haven't heard of many of them returning. And those that do talk about strange lands and outlandish creatures, just stories and fables told to children, really. It's not something that most of you pay any value to. because what you guys know is the land, the animals, the woods, the lake, the fish. These are the sort of truisms within which you base your life. So the guard tower is like the furthest north point of influence that the village has. And there's a ladder leading up to it. And you can see one of the guards is leaning over a banister. So there's a railing going around the whole thing so that they can walk around. And there's spy glasses in each corner as well, so you can look out of the spyglass to see further distance. You hear, "Hello down there!"
Ow.
What do you guys do? The tower. You've reached the tower. This is it, end of the second day.
Hooray.
Breathe a sigh of relief.
You notice that the ground under the tower is a lot more sheltered than elsewhere. Obviously, doesn't fully protect you from the rain and the wind. You've been having consistent snow showers today. In fact, it was snowing when you battled the walls, but the snow wasn't settling. But you're starting to see here the snow settle in places. Clumps of it starting to appear on the wood, on the ground. The ground's getting quite sludgy as the icy water just doesn't quite melt, and it's starting to sort of stick to your boots. It's definitely cold, really, really cold.
I'm assuming we need to start trading, get something.
Let's head on up, team.
You going to climb up the watchtower?
Hell yeah.
Okay, make an athletics check. Gayton, you start trying to climb up the ladder, but it's really, really icy. You slip on the one of the early rungs, and you just fall to the ground. Make a acrobatics check, or an athletics check.
Or something on these stupid buddy. See, look at this shit. Only low rolls, I swear.
Okay, Freya, you managed to climb up the stairs. Maybe they've knocked some of the ice off for you, but you quite easily make your way up the ladder to the top. At the top, you can see Birgir, one of the female hunters. Ah, well met, Freya. Welcome. I see you left the boys behind.
Yeah, they're making their own way up.
Yes. Well, come in. You got anything to trade?
Yes, but I can't claim it all as my own, so we'll have to wait for the boys to come on. You know how they're like.
Do you need help?
I'm coming, darling.
Okay.
Acrobatics.
Okay, so Gayton, you start climbing up. You slip and fall, but as you start to fall, you can see that Aleph's below you. So you kick out with your feet, and you do a spin in the air, and you basically flip over 360 over the top of Aleph, and you land on your feet, arms out, perfectly balanced. Birgir looks down. Well, that was impressive. He slipped like an idiot, but he landed like a pro.
How does my...
Aleph, so you basically start climbing, but you slip, but you think you're going to fall. You watch Gayton make a complete fool of himself, and you just stop, and you just cling on. And you just wait to gather your wits. You get down, Freya gets up confidently. You can see that maybe some of the ice has been knocked off of the ladder now.
Oh, yeah, right. This time, oh, so much better. 3.
Oh, you have -1.
Yeah, it also seems to only roll low numbers.
Should I do
Am I
another
able
athletics to
to
reach for that?
throw anything down to help him get up?
Well, we can throw down a late. We have like a cradle system we use for the elderly. We could try and use that if they can't get up the ladder. I mean, there is a bit of ice formed in this. I've got to say, the cold's really come in from the north.
Let's check that one.
Let's check out.
Cross. Check.
Do another athletics check, Gayton. Okay, Gayton, this time you watch Aleph try and do it again, but it's still slippery. You let him have another go. He's struggling. You decide you can see now where the ice is and where it's not on the ladder. You wait patiently for Aleph to get out of the way, and then you say, "Follow me, and watch my step," and you make your way up. Aleph stands at the back. Aleph, this time you can do it one more time with advantage.
I roll high because I don't roll with that shitty system.
You got 16.
I'd much rather do it this way. There you go, 16 and 14 rather than 5 and...
No, I'd rather use the checks, please.
Come on, Alice, you can do this. Gaten and Freya are cheering you on.
He's getting stressed now. He's like, that's it, I can't be defeated by a ladder.
Oh,
There you go, you made it. And you got an advantage.
I could nat 20 it.
Can you not just up arrow and do it again? Okay, so this time you notice the ice is really starting to wear down, and secondly you made a note of where Gaten put his feet, and so you just walk your way up the ladders and get to the top. Berger is at the top. Hi guys.
Arrived!
Hi. So basically in front of you is Berger, a brutish female huntress. She has really rough pitted skin and straggly hair. She's not the most kempt or comely of females in the village, but she's quite a lot of fun to be around. She's a heavy drinker. She's a bit baldy, and some of the lads like her because she's a lot of fun and has no inhibitions. So she's.
The ones I would have trained with at some point.
Yeah. She knows you know Berger. Berger knows you. It's not. There's only like 160 odd people in the entire of Norberg, so you all pretty much roughly know each other. Not everyone, but the hunters certainly. Aleph, you might not know them. In fact, I'm going to make a roll to see if he knows you. She knows you. Nope, she doesn't know you. Ah!
Know me as that good guy.
Gaten, well done. And who's this other fellow? Is he even part of the village?
He's introduce himself.
Okay.
I am Aleph Enough, the most powerful sorcerer of all time.
Well, certainly one of the most comely. You're quite the pretty boy.
Well, I am, thank you. It's all my time indoors. I get to
Very good
my
living.
beauty sleep is unmatched.
I mean, your beauty is only matched by Freya's. I'm stunned I haven't seen you before, Aleph.
Well, I like to sit in my room and masturbate.
Well, maybe there's some more trading you can do tonight. If you want anything. So, I'm not allowed to give you anything, but you can trade for anything that you want. We've got food, hot drink, a hearth, you can sit in, we've got beds you can stay in, we've got clothes you can buy, armour, weapons, they're all here in the armoury.
Sounds fantastic.
I will invite you into the warmth just for the trade. I see you've got a bundle of some things there. I'm quite excited to see that.
I'm wearing my magnificent direwolf head.
Oh God, you are, yeah. What is that?
This is part of the beast that I slay with the help of these two others, but mainly.
Incredible! It's huge.
Yes, well.
I'd just like to know how my wolf got up the ladder.
Your wolf is still at the bottom of the ladder.
Aww.
In fact, you know that tonight when you go to bed, the spell will fade.
Yeah, but doesn't mean she knows that. I can trade my wolf. Doesn't mean that it gets to stay.
You can, and quite often that's what casters do. They befriend them for 24 hours, invest time with them, and by the time that time's up, they've become so close to you, they just stay with you. So,
Yeah, but if I trade him and he decides he doesn't want to stay, that's their fault. That's not mine.
no, train.
No, I'm trading.
You want to trade the wolf?
Yes. And
Okay.
When it runs away, when the spell is over, we'll already be gone.
There's only 100 odd people in this town. Everyone knows each other, but fuck this guy.
She takes you into the warmth.
No, I'm a spellcaster.
She takes you into the warmth. Take up a cushion. Take a break. You've done well to get this far. On.
I'm currently on 1 exhaustion, so I'd love it.
Wait, can I go to sleep? I'd love this.
Another man comes in. He's been standing around the front. He's huge, like a bear-like man. Almost, he looks quite similar to Bjorn the bear, but a bit smaller. But still, gargantuan. Just, I mean, a lot of it isn't muscle; it's fat. But he is huge in all proportions. Oh, the cold's getting up, Berger. The cold's getting up. Ah, they're here. Well met, Freya. Gayton, good to see you again. Who's the pretty boy? Oh wait. No, never seen you before.
I'm Alith the Narth.
Alith. That's a girl's name, Alice.
Alith.
Well, you are very pretty. Are you a girl? It's hard to tell. You look like a girl.
Are you a poor? Huh? Big man.
The name's Crash. Yeah, the name's Crash. I got that name because I just keep crashing into things. I'm so big. But
Your face clearly looks like you've gone through a run.
yeah. Shut up, girl. At least you're not a lady like Freya. I'm a lady. So, what you got to trade? What do you got to trade? So basically, it's very warm in here, by the way. Very, very warm. 3 water skins. You made some water skins.
Man should respect me, by the way. I had like a giant wolf.
Yeah, are you trading that or not?
I will when it gets me.
Okay. 3 water skins, a wolf head, and an untrained.
Right. So you got.
Don't forget the dire wolf pelt.
You got a dire wolf pelt. 3 wolf pelts. 2 wolf pelts. One you turn into water skins.
The pelts for ourselves.
No, we have 2 water skins each. And we have
Yeah, so we are trading 3, 1 each to keep.
Yeah, what I'm saying is we have 2 wolf pelts. Like regular wolf pelts.
So are you trading individually or together?
Together.
Okay. So normally every year you trade individually, but this year I've been told by Jarl this is new rules. The 3 of you are working together because of what happened last year, which is terrible business. Very sad. Very sad. I warned them. I said the north's getting darker. It's getting colder. Creatures are coming down from the ice peaks. It's getting worse out there, but they don't listen to old Crash. Just send me up here to stay with Berger, and all she ever wants to do is bang me all the time. It's exhausting. Need to be getting out there, finding out what's going on, but don't listen to Crash.
That exercise, you'd be losing some weight.
Well, the food's good. Food's good.
Trying.
What, me? Says Berger. I was thinking about Alith.
The food.
This is Berger, the
You can trade Alice.
uncomely. She's sturdy. I mean, she probably could put up a good fight, but she seems quite interested in you, Alith.
I have you know, I'm a virgin. And it will remain that way, as I am dedicated to something else.
So you are a girl?
As much as you are a man.
Bergie is trying to process this. These hunters aren't hired for their intelligence. Yeah. Right, what have we got to trade? You can tell it's gone straight over her head, but she's just moving on. So 3 water skins.
Pelts.
2 pelts.
Wolf pelts and 1 dire wolf pelt.
What's a direwolf pelt?
It's the hat thing.
That
Alice wearing on his head.
that massive direwolf. How did you slay that? That's
I told you.
that's
And power.
Fight out with this.
that's incredible.
Plus we've got an untrained wolf animal.
Well, Bergie, you remember that time that I took out a direwolf? Remember when I did the direwolf out? Crash, that wasn't a direwolf, that was just a big wolf. There's a big difference between a big wolf and a direwolf, hun. Oh,
Always exaggerate the size of things.
big, I took out a direwolf. Not that hard, man. So, right, what did you want then? We've got weapons, armor, hot food, hot drink. You can have a bed for the night, or you can sleep down below underneath. You can tell what you want.
How much does our health equivalent?
Whatever you can try and trade for. Norberg doesn't trade in money. No one has any money.
We will take everything, and we'll give you what we've got.
But no, we got a lot. I need some more specifics than that. I'll tell you what. If you're struggling, I'll give you a start. I will give you one weapon, one set of armor, and some hot food, and one bed for the night.
Well, I'll take the bed.
You can't give a team one thing when there's three of us.
What?
No, do either of you two need armor?
Not particularly.
Well, I'm assuming I do.
I quite like my robes. They make my physique look fantastic.
You're cold. This having something, it doesn't have to be armor, but having a set of furs sounds great about now. You're cold as hell.
I can just wear one of my wolf pelts.
It's
Giving that over.
the wolf pelt's not very warm compared to a properly made coat.
Okay, I don't have much meat on me, so maybe I'll take the pelts.
Okay, because you can just have a set of hide clothing, which
What armor can I wear? Let me have a look.
so basically all they can offer you is hide armor, which is just very, very warm, massive layers that have been sewn together with cushioning layers of cloth, far better made than those pelts that you've got. I'll give you a full hide outfit for one of the wolf pelts. I'll give you because the wolf pelts are exceptional fur quality. These are just made out of cowhide. But they are very well constructed, so they're much warmer. They fit you better. They don't just fall off every time you start running like your wolf pelts do, because you didn't have any materials, no stitching, nothing. You just did it very loosely using vines and stuff. So whatever you've made isn't going to last. But a proper tanner and seamstress could do wonders with those wolf hides. They're worth a lot of money. I'll give you a weapon for the other wolf hide. I'll tell you what, for the dire wolf, I'll pelt, because that's incredible. I'll give each of you a room for the night. And for the 3 water skins, we'll give you some hot food and drink.
Deal. That sounds like a fantastic offer.
So that's one set of armor, 1 weapon, 3 beds, and a hot meal for everyone and drink. Is there anything else you want to trade?
Soul? Oh wait, that's already gone.
My untrained wolf is currently at the bottom of the...
A wolf?
You
Yeah.
can kill it if you wish.
It's currently a friend of mine. However, you're more than welcome to keep it.
A living wolf?
Yes,
Trained?
untrained, but he'll get there.
Okay. Okay. Well, for that, I can give you more weapons.
Okay.
What weapons do you have?
Axes, battle axes, swords, maces.
Great axe?
We've got a great axe, yeah. We've got a whole armory here. This,
One of the weapons you take is the great axe?
I don't need weapons, so...
Totally fine.
Freya, you can use weapons.
Take a longsword.
Certainly, yeah. Okay, so Freya, you now have a longsword. You have a battle axe. You have a set of hide armor. That seems fair.
AC 11, baby, woo!
You all get a night's sleep and warmth and hot food. So basically, in mechanical terms, all of your exhaustion points go, and you have a long rest your hit points are healed, and because none of your wounds were particularly grievous, if you had any, and you can replenish your spells. You can also change your spells if you want to. Any of your first level spells. You settle down for the evening. Tell you what, do you want to give him a dice or anything, or do you want to just go rest up? I mean, you guys are pretty fucking exhausted. You've barely slept last night. You've been out in the cold for 2 days, wearing nothing but basically a little cloth outfit. I would say probably to get all your exhaustion points back, those that have it, you're probably quite keen to get to bed.
Didn't I have the card game thing though?
You do?
I would like to play a quick game of cards for another set of hide armor.
Yeah, you can perform. You could perform.
I would like to perform plus some hide armor.
What would you like to perform?
I would like to perform an erotic dance.
Right, while singing? Or
to
to utter silence. Okay, make a performance check. Okay, do any of you stay up for this? Oh.
Yeah, why not?
I'll give you advantage because you're in a very familiar crowd who love you very much. There we go. So Freya starts dancing erotically while singing a strange, unfamiliar song.
But I cannot lie.
Whoop.
I'm gonna get dinner.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm gonna go on to with anybody wasting around things in your face, you good.
Feelings! Ho ho ho! Crash gets up and starts dancing around. You know how to dance! Yeah! He starts moving forward to make advances towards you, then stops himself. Yeah, really good, really good, yep. You can see in his brain, he's like, don't hit on the boss's daughter. Don't hit. You're used to this, by the way, Freya.
Yeah.
Nobody makes advances towards you because they're all terrified of your father. So, very good, very good. You can see both Bergir and Crash eyeing you up, though Bergir keeps looking over at Alith with hungry eyes. Bergir looks at you. Alith, one last time. Do you need someone to help warm your bed tonight?
No. Thank you.
Sure, Loss. Looks like you got me again tonight, says Crash. Bergir's like, yay! You can turn the face and she's like, yes! Another great night. Give me some more drink. Just give me more drink. Loads more drink. You did notice, by the way, these guys are supposed to be out on watch.
Yeah.
They're not watching anything.
Each other.
Yeah. Now, obviously, it's unusual because normally they're here on their own for weeks at a time, and they might get the occasional visitor. But obviously, this is a once-a-year thing. So for them, it's like a special holiday having you guys turn up. They get to entertain, whereas normally they sit on their own in isolation for week after week after week. So, do you got any good stories to tell?
I once set something on fire.
Okay, maybe it's time for bed. Everyone starts leaving for bed. It is getting quite late. You start falling to sleep. The fire is still raging. These guys start taking it in turns. They go to their room, and for about 10 minutes making a god-awful noise. It's horrendous. Really visceral, violent sex going on. You can see that they do this all the time. They've got nothing else to do. And then they get up, and then Crash gets up. You can hear him because he stands up, he farts, he goes out, he goes down the stairs to go to the loo. And then you suddenly hear this, what the fuck? From down below. Crash?
What's going on?
Crash, you alright? Yeah, alright. I forgot there was a fucking wolf down there, didn't I?
Did he fall through the hole all the way down the ladder?
Hmm?
Well, he was up there. Did he fall Down the...
No. He walked down the ladder.
Oh, okay. I'm just imagining in the middle of the night him just going...
Yeah. No. He's well versed on going up and down this ladder in the dark without a light. He's so confident he doesn't even need to roll for it. He just naturally does it. But he forgot about the wolf anyway. He goes to the toilet, goes back upstairs. The wolf's just still sitting there, cold, hungry.
Down any of the leftover food?
Yeah, if you want. You're going to call out to it. It's very high up, by the way. You're about 40, 50 feet up.
Yep. I get the plate with my wooden knife and scrape the scraps onto the floor.
Yep, misses a bit, goes on the nozzles on the ground, gets loads of snow on her nose, and then she nuzzles the food. It's a female wolf, by the way. And then just basically gets down in a little ball, spins around a few times, tucking herself in, goes to sleep. Okay. The morning sun rises on the third day of your trial. Morning, kids! Morning! Better get up. You've got one day to get to the life tree and get back again. So basically, they come to you, they hand you your weapons, so you get your longsword. It's not the greatest longsword in the world. It's pitted and scratched. The leather on the handle is a bit loose. It's functional. It works without any sort of negatives, but it doesn't feel very elegant. I mean, you're used to using.
I feel like a cast.
It doesn't look like the sort of sword you would normally use, no. But it's fun. The handle's worn, really worn. You can see like black marks where skin sweat's been soaked into the leather of the hilt. But it weighs. It's functional. It weighs quite well. It's been well made. It's just been used for a long time. It's very old. Same with the axe. There's like big notches in it where it's hit stone armor. Knots in wood. But it's got good weight. It's obviously done people proud. You're quite happy with it. It's a functional battle axe. You notice they've got loads of like hand axes and stuff as well. We didn't trade for any of those. You've got a set of hide armor now.
I've also got my hide armor and my singing and dancing.
Yep. So your armor is now your AC.
Hide and light armor.
Should be 11 like mine. Well, no, you have better dex, don't you? So.
Yeah, so actually...
It'll be like 11
yeah.
plus.
Well, your AC was 13 before, but it's now 14. Because, that's with the armor. So your armor class is now 14. Aleph, your armor class... Oh, dear. Is now 11. Yeah, it was 10. And Wolfsbane, your armor class... Gayton, your armor class is 18.
Yep, with my
That's why we keep putting him in the middle of everything.
That's insane.
He is the armor.
Yeah, he is just his armor. Okay, they have a light breakfast. They haven't given you anything. Yeah, you got anything left to trade for breakfast?
No, I think we're fine for...
You're hungry?
How far is the tree from here?
It's about 4 hours travel.
Okay.
Then you've got a couple of hours. I mean, it depends how much of it in the darkness you want to travel back to.
I don't mind the darkness. I can see in the dark. Oh, I mean, no, I can't.
Well, we can create new fires if necessary.
We need to return with the sticks anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll need to do that at some point on the way back.
Can we have a quick breakfast and then go?
We need to prep something for it.
What have you got left to trade? A battle axe, a longsword, hide armor.
More dancing.
You could try singing or poetry, or they have instruments here.
Yeah, I mean, I can play.
Can I just try and persuade
the
them?
lute, the pan flute, and a playing card set if you wish to play me against
How
Kevin.
about you give me breakfast and maybe I'll consider letting you in my bed when we come back.
That's not a maybe. That's not a concrete.
Well, some chances you just have to take.
Bergie is like, nah, I'm not in the mood, thanks.
You suck.
I do, but you had your chance last night.
I can play something if you have a flute, a lute, or a pan flute.
We have a lute.
Perfect. I will play you something on the lute in trade for breakfast for us all.
Just went really quiet then for a second. Okay, so you play the lute. It's quite pretty.
I'm gonna check. I played
make
the
a
first ever rendition of Green Sleeves.
performance is fantastic. They absolutely love it. I thought I had a.
I have earned us all a light.
Is that the lute playing one? I don't know. Yeah, so you perform. They're just. It's a phenomenal tune. They start humming along. I think Bergier gets the flute and joins in. And the music just spreads out across the woodland. The sound travelling off towards the ice peaks.
Whilst they're all concentrating on that, can I just like sneak a bit of food in my mouth?
Well, you've got food and drink.
You've earned food.
Freya's just earned it for you by her performance.
Alice, are you taking the ladder down, or are you taking the emergency escape just in case you fall down the ladder again?
Well, it's probably more dangerous going down the emergency route.
It is. You don't tend to go down there unless you're really in the shitter.
Right, so I'll probably go down the ladder.
Okay. You finish playing, and you say your goodbyes. Everyone make athletics checks with advantage going down. You're now a bit more used to these ladders. You're not as scared as you were before, and you've got more familiarity with the pitted knots and gnarls and places of strength and weakness of these ladders. So everyone make athletics check with advantage.
Is there a command to do it with advantage?
No, you have to just do it twice.
No, there has to be a command.
You just copy paste all this stuff.
17 and 9. Oh, nat 20, baby. Woo! What a way.
Oh, bam! So Aleph just basically grabs hold of the sides of the ladder, and he just slides down, looking like a pro.
Check, isn't it?
Bergier's like, oh, maybe I misjudged you, Aleph. That was impressive. Quick!
I'm fitter than I look.
Yes, you are! As you go down.
I got 22.
Oh, you also just basically slide down. You're like, see you later!
With this 21.
21. Yeah.
Okay, and Gaten, you're like, yep, laters! And the three of you just basically like fireman style.
What's the food and sleep we've had?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, Bergier's like, those guys were gorgeous. I mean, you have to remember that the ugliest of you has like +2 charisma. You guys are like the pretty bunch.
I'm got +6 charisma. I'm just living with best
Not
life.
+6 charisma.
No, you got +4 charisma. You got +6 save.
Oh,
That's different. Yeah.
Hey, 22 fucking charisma at level 2.
Yeah. I'm legendary. I'm actually a god. But yeah, I mean, even
that's Harry's character all the time.
I mean, Gaten with a 15 +2 charisma is considered ugly compared to you two. He's like the ugly mate, and he's impressive. He looks amazing, hugely strong. I mean, Gaten basically is attractive in a manly way, as in he's built like a bit like The Rock, but not quite, but really, really all toned.
Yeah,
Maybe not quite The Rock, but it's built all over.
Due to our athletics checks, we can take a decent speed towards the tree.
Find yourself travelling out into the snow. The noise was that background was starting to get me. The snow really starts coming down now. In fact, as soon as you get within about an hour of leaving the watchtower, you almost wish you could just go back. Now, you could either just walk at this pace, or you can try and jog for the next few hours. If you try and jog, you can make it in maybe 2.5 hours to give you a bit more leeway. Obviously, it's more tiring, but the one benefit you've got is that you are able to get quite a good rest, get your exhaustion points back. What normally happens is, for a lot of people that are doing this solo, they have no help. By the time they get to the tower, they're an absolute wreck. They've got nothing to trade. They sleep underneath the guard tower, and by the time they leave for the tree the next morning, they're already absolutely ruined on probably 2 or 3 exhaustion points. So you guys are rocking it, absolutely rocking it, compared to normal. Yeah, A, because you're doing it together, and secondly, because you guys are a bit more badass than a normal contestant that applies. So, do you jog, or do you walk?
I'm not been jogging.
Keep
We
warm.
can try and jog. We slow down if we need to, but no reason not to set off at a faster pace.
Okay. The temperature. Everyone make athletics checks.
9.
13.
Okay, you start running, but after about half an hour, Alice just slows down, starts getting a bit of a stitch, and he asks you guys to stop.
It's been a while since I've done cardio.
Yeah, he's
Clearly more of a weights man.
a waiting man.
Yeah, waiting indoors. Kind
Yeah, so Freya and Gaten, you're like, fine, you could have just kept going. Do you slow down and wait for him and just start walking?
Slow down. We've stuck as a team thus far.
Okay, the snow's getting worse and worse. You turn a corner and there's a bit of a clearing. Everyone make perception checks.
14.
11.
Okay, Alith, you notice in the snow, just off to the right, there's a trail of fresh blood.
There's fresh blood. More food.
We'll need to be careful, just in case what caused the fresh blood is still around.
That's okay.
Trolley. Do we know how close we are to this tree?
I'm assuming we did an hour, then we did an extra half an hour, just about
So,
hours away.
yeah, see, you're about 2.5 hours away from the tree, and just off to the right, you can see this blood trail leading away. Who's going to go to investigate?
I will.
Yeah, no thank you.
The obvious man in this situation.
Okay, so just Alith?
No, I'll go with him.
Okay.
I'm not standing here by myself, so
We should
I'll
all go
follow.
together. But yeah, I'll go with you.
I do enjoy a bit of blood.
We all follow.
Okay.
Me shaking my head in disbelief.
Murder mysteries.
Do you are you happy about being about there? Okay, you get to about there, and then you suddenly find the body of a man.
Ooh.
It's just basically
On the first bite.
it's a human. It's not a human you're familiar with, and it's not a human from your village. Do you investigate the body?
I wish to loot the body.
Try and investigate the body, see if there's a pulse, if I can tell how long he's been here.
Okay.
Nathan takes the humanitarian approach, and Alice goes, I want to see if I can loot.
Okay, make a perception investigation roll, Alith, and Gaten make a medicine check.
Stay perception. Or investigation.
Investigation, if you've got it.
I do not have it. Can I choose perception?
Yes, you can choose perception if you wish.
20 natural.
Okay, you find.
I got 9, it wasn't.
Okay, you find. Sorry, what did you get, Gaten?
9.
9. All you can tell is he's dead. and it's a male. Alith, okay, so you find a letter from his. It says, to my dear Kieran, be safe, please. Return to us. Your son is growing so fast. You keep going out on these travels, and I fear for your safety. And there's a little locket of hair in this letter that he carries in his breastplate next to his heart. And you find some coin. Basically it's like small copper bits. You've heard about coin, and you've seen some money, because when you trade with other villages and stuff, that you sometimes use money as a currency, but it's only something normally that the bigger towns tend to deal with. You guys normally tend to sort of trade product for product. But he's got like 9 of these coppery bits, and there's a couple of them that you look at them, you think they're copper, but they actually shine up and you realise they're silver. So it's 9 copper and 2 silver. A letter from...
I don't have 10 gold.
Huh? No.
But
No.
my starting gear, you get 10 gold.
Oh no, you got no money. None of you got any money at the moment. You can have money but at the moment you have nothing. You could try and get money from your family. It doesn't say who the wife's name is. It just says from your loving wife. But it's a heartfelt letter. And the armor. So basically, it looks like it was hide armor. However, because you got such a high roll, you can see that basically it looks like the armor's frozen solid and shattered.
Right.
It's no use to us.
There's no bite marks. It doesn't look like anything basically attacked him. But you do notice there's like blue marks on his neck and on his face.
So it was magic.
Like frostbite marks, but they're really, really focused. So normally when you have frostbite, it just basically makes all the skin go black and blister.
Was magic.
You're pretty sure it's some form of magic or magical attack.
But that
Look
means
here,
that
my friends.
the person could still be nearby. So
Look at the dead man.
We don't know how long this.
So, do any of you do any other investigations? So at the moment, Alith and Gayton, you're standing around the body. Freya, you're standing back a little bit.
Try and see if there's any traps that aren't our own.
am I allowed to do any cantrips, like as many as I like?
Yes, cantrips you can do.
Am I allowed to use my minor illusion to create the scenario that happened to this man?
You can try
Replay
with.
his death.
You can try, but you don't really have, unless you try and work with Alith to try and work it out. You can see some steps in the ground.
Can I see if any traps about that aren't our own?
I mean, the illusion isn't normally big enough to cover a whole human, I don't think, but with the cantrip. But you can certainly make an approximation. You summon the magic from the air, and almost like a ghost-like form of the man starts to appear. And as you do, you hear a squawk. No! No, he's coming back! No, don't do that! And these 2 tiny shards of ice come flying out of the hedge towards you in a blur. Make initiative rolls. Hold on, let me begin the initiative. You only have to do
By birds.
yeah, exclamation mark I is all you need to do it, and then I do begin. And then you do exclamation mark I and then join.
I space join.
11.
11, 13, 15.
Alice, you missed that I create a minor illusion to try and work out,
Yeah.
replay his death.
Which has obviously freaked out somebody.
Yeah.
You hear a squawky voice going, "Ah, he wasn't dead! What have they done? Ah, quick! We gotta do something! Before they find out!" And these 2 tiny little creatures come flying out of the air towards you. They look like nothing more than foot-high insects, but they have pointy noses and sharp claws, and they have wings made of pure ice. In fact, their whole bodies look like they're made of ice, and they're flying towards you. And as they do, they start letting out a hideous breath. Ah! But it's not their go.
What's their go?
It's their go is on 6. So it's I rolled really bad. Okay, Freya. So these two little tiny creatures have just come flying towards you. Do you know what? Sorry.
No.
It was just worth a shot.
Yeah. So,
I've learned an extra spell since last night. So we've either got Earth Tremor or Thunderwave.
I wouldn't recommend Thunderwave when you've got all of your friends around you.
I'm just imagining them all go.
It makes sense if you've never cast it before, you wouldn't know what it does.
No.
I was reading my book last night and it had this spell in it. I've learnt all the sigils. I know the enunciations. Let's just see what happens.
Note to self, don't do that one again.
Yeah, I mean, Freya, you know that's, and you know what the spell does. You're not
Reading up on it again.
Yeah.
Each creature in a 15 originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. Not that one.
I.e. everyone except the enemy.
Yeah.
Well, you can move.
No, the other one, any creature other than you in that area must make a... I can't use either of them.
They have appeared. So basically, they were really close. But they...
Are those absolutely threatening? Or are they like...
Oh, they're attacking.
Are they like really...
Then I would like to...
They look horrendous. They don't look like anything you've ever seen before. They look like spirits or elementals of some kind.
I would like to use True Strike.
Please? I know it's not my go yet, but just let me deal with it.
Well, I am going to, but I'd like to use True Strike. This allows me to point my finger at a targeted range and provides me a brief insight into the target's defenses.
Okay.
Let me guess. Fire. Fire hurts them.
Well, I need to know if there's any point attacking them with a longsword before I attack them with a longsword.
Probably. It just gives you advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would like that, seeing as every time I've attacked anything, that'd be awful.
Yeah. Okay. So you now have advantage on attacking them on your next attack.
Thank you. I would like to stay here. Oh no, I'll move forward a little bit. I'll see if I can. I'll move between Alice and Gate. Further back.
Just let me deal with this one.
Okay. Yeah. So next round, I just want to check it's not a bonus action. So in your next round, if you were trying to attack that one, which one was it? The one on the left or the right?
The one on the left, near Alice.
One on the left near Alith. Okay. You've now got advantage with that one on the next round. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being so polite. Okay. So that was on 15. Are you moving at all, or are you...
Yeah, can I move between Alice and Gaten, but behind them still?
What about there?
Yes, please.
Yeah, about there. Okay. So that was on your go, and now on that was on 15, 14, no 13, Gaten.
Move into the space between them both, so I'm next to both of them.
Dagger in one hand, battle axe in the other.
Battle axe.
Yeah, it's a versatile weapon, a battle axe, so you can use it one-handed or two-handed. You just two-handed.
I thought you had a great axe.
It's a great axe. Great axe, so two hands.
Great axe. Oh, you asked for great axe. Sorry.
Yep.
You haven't got a great axe on your character sheet, though, have you?
I did have one. I just unticked it before I'd reticked it's equipped.
Oh yeah, it's on it now. I can see great axe.
And I will swing at the one on the right.
Okay. Exclamation mark attack and then great axe. You're not enraged yet, are you?
No.
Guess I won't be using burning hand this time.
Nope, that's a 1. Natural 1. Next.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yep.
Okay, your weapon swings around, and it's just such. You're not used to trying to hit such a tiny creature. The thing's like this big, but with a great axe, you're like, swinging your axe around. But by the time you do that, the thing's just kind of like on. Then the axe just swings around underneath it. You kind of bring it round again and try and recalibrate. You've got to think about the fact it's a small character. You've never had a battle with a tiny little fey creature like this before.
Please move out the way.
Aleph calls out to you, "Move!"
Run, you fools!
If you move backwards, obviously you have to take attacks of opportunity.
I can get the attack of opportunity, yeah, that's fine. I've only done a small amount of movement, so can I still do my bonus action and movement?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll bonus action, I'll rage and step back.
Rage! You get so angry that you missed. You're like, ah! The little creatures are like, oh, blimey, oh, God, he's a bit angry, isn't he? And sort of stagger back slightly. You take a step.
Overreaction.
Yeah, calm down. We're just trying to kill you. So whereabouts do you go?
Back towards where Freya is, so I'm still in the way of... no. I don't know, down a bit, but so that I can intercept if they were to try and rush one of the others.
Sort of there-ish.
Let's update me.
You must not have it live then, because mine's moved ages ago.
Yeah, mine moved ages ago.
Yeah, I'll refresh the stream.
No, all you need to do is click on, there's a live button at the bottom left.
Oh,
If
it's straight to the TV as well.
Yeah, if the live button isn't red, then it's not live. It's like slightly delayed.
Oh, it says mine's not live, and yet it still popped up.
Maybe yours is delayed by 1 second then or something.
Must have been.
And that ends my turn.
Okay, wonderful. Your great axe doing very little. Okay, and at 11, Aleph.
Yeah. Are they actually bushes that are next to me?
Yeah, thick bushes. You can't go into them. They're thorny and thick.
Fine. The 15-foot cone goes over both of them anyway.
Yeah, are you moving to do that, or are you just going to do it in that position?
Stand here.
Okay, from your point, you do a 15-foot cone. Your fire rages out of your hands, burning.
15-foot cone. I don't know how to pick up them.
Yeah, you're completely overwhelmed by the. Oh. The fire just bursts out of his hands and ribbons of them spreading out.
Do they take double damage because they're ice elementals?
Yes.
Yes. No.
They do. So whatever damage you do, it doubled.
Please make a Dex 14 save for both.
Oh. First one fails. Second one fails. 4 and a 2.
It's gonna hurt.
They're like, we're so confident we're just gonna kill you with our special powers that we haven't revealed yet.
Oh, really? It's doing this again, saying I don't have enough spell slots. How do I do a long rest?
At the top of your... Yeah, there's a button at the top of the D&D Beyond. That just says
On the D&D Beyond, you can do it.
Take a long rest.
Now do a...
update on the Discord.
Yeah, now update. I know it's a pain in the ass.
Nope, still doesn't work.
Alright, just roll the damage. Roll the damage. We're still trying to learn how we're going to be using this Discord. We need to make it as useful as we can, but we're not out using everything.
You can do a -I to ignore spell slots. It says on the thing just for next time. I guess.
Well, 13, so 26 damage to both of them.
Holy shit!
Oh, my advantage on my next turn is going to be useless.
Yeah, they both explode, and when I mean explode, they scream out. You basically just killed both of them. Just killed both of them. They are very weak to fire, but they explode in a burst of jagged ice. Who's near? Okay, the first one just explodes harmlessly. The second one explodes. Alith and Gayton. Basically, you're just inside the range of their death explosion. Okay, you need to make a DC save of 10 against Dex. Yeah, basically, they burn up to a crisp, and as they both die, they just explode. It's almost like a
It's a save of 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
Smashed it.
Smashed it! Yeah! You just kind of step back, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. There's this shards of ice, just like little needles, fly off in all direction. Okay, you both take 2 damage. Ice, basically little bits of ice just sort of embed themselves into your skin and your face. You just turn around to Freya and you just got little lumps of ice. And you can see, like, where the ice hits you, it leaves like little blue marks, like the guy on the ground did. So it's clear that this man was attacked by these two, but obviously they were able to
investigate the blue things to make sure they don't spread.
Yeah, they fade quite fast. The warmth, because these guys are still alive, the warmth of your body basically just starts to fight.
As our journey continues, spreads across.
Yeah. Oh god! Oh, frozen thighs! No.
Like our time Botox.
Yeah. You're very lucky. They were both about to do breath weapon on you. If their initiative had been higher, basically they both do a cone attack breath weapon, but their weakness is fire.
Oh, who would have known?
And having someone with an area effect fire spell, that works quite well. I thought you were going to be at the back and Gayton was going to be at the front, but there we go. Yeah, they basically frizzle. These things are strange. You pick them up, they look like little sort of burnt rats now. And as you watch them, they're just slowly melting. It's like watching burnt ice. As they have body parts. They're not completely made of ice, but their body parts are just dissolving from the heat. And of course, the fact they exploded.
I'm impressed.
I'm going to look over them and then look to Alec and say, "You're pretty good with your rocks. I'll give you that."
I do like to be on the rocks.
Yes, you are, in both of you, Freya and Gayton. You are impressed with the power of that spell. Well, Freya, not so much. You're like, aha, yeah, burning hands. Yeah, I've heard of that. Clearly a sorcerer.
You managed to get both in one.
Clearly a sorcerer. Yes.
Yeah. Make an Arcana check, actually, Freya.
What's that?
Exclamation mark check space Arcana.
Oh no. It's empty.
Oh my god.
Where is it?
No! Good thing
Okay.
I've still got rum.
What ran out?
Yep, so basically all you can tell from that roll is he's just cast a burning hand spell. It's not one you can...
Sorcerer spell.
Yeah. I was going to see whether she'd noticed that you're not casting it in a sorcerer's way, but...
Sorry, what ran out?
You know nothing.
You know nothing.
Flavour.
It's a sorcerer's spell.
Tennessee honey.
Okay.
The worst one I've ever bought.
What are you going to do with the body? Now, obviously, this is a innocent man from a neighbouring village.
Well, Well, we still need to get to the tree.
I say we burn this man in respect to the good Lord.
The tradition of the Northmen, by the way, is to bury.
Yeah, I don't think we should bury him. We should bury him.
I think we should go to the tree and then bury him on our return.
But by then the wolves would have got to him and basically ripped him apart.
My friend, my little girl, you know, she might still be following.
We do not have time to dig this man a grave. We must carry on.
How far do we know roughly how far we are?
About 2.5 hours away. You're still okay on time?
I think I don't think I can leave him here.
You can't. Gaten, you can't. It's just not the honourable thing to do. You'd be going against your character to do that.
I'll just
We
start
don't have
trying
anything
to
to dig with.
I'll just start using my great axe to try and dig a hole in the ground big enough.
So basically you can use the great axe with your hands on the blades and just shove it in like a shovel, and just start carving a hole.
Start using eldritch blocks on the ground?
You can if you want.
That now explodes things. As part of my new evocation, it now pushes creatures back 10 foot, which means it must have an insane impact.
Yeah. Okay. You start to dig a hole. Aleph, do you warn him what you're about to do?
No, probably not.
Okay. There's the dirt around you just starts exploding as this spell goes off right by your face.
I wasn't aiming that really close.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, but a hole you dig for a body's not that big, like 6 foot across or something. So,
Covering it with dirt.
the
A hole, we're burying it.
dirt and ice just basically explodes out in all directions. Then it explodes out in all directions again. Do you keep going? You're still digging it the honourable way with your axe.
Move, Gaten. Let me do this fast.
Make a strength roll, Gator, and see how you're doing.
You're covering it with dirt afterwards.
He's just digging a hole and then I just...
What do I need to do? Is it to do exclamation mark save?
Yeah, exclamation mark to save strength.
18.
Okay, you stand your ground and you carve faster than he's doing with his spell, just by the sheer strength. In fact, you would have done it slower, but the fact he was using the spell, so between the two of you, you make quite short work of this hole. But let it not be said, Gaten didn't do the lion's share. I mean, you're incredibly impressed with the power of Aleph. The fact he's just sitting there, he's just blasting continuously, like it's just something he could just do all day. Every 6 seconds.
Oh wait, I don't suppose that might give away something. Exactly no Eldritch Blast.
Well, I could learn Eldritch Blast if I've got the feet for it.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, so no, I gave Freya an Arcana chance. Check, she didn't get it. Not high enough for that. It's just not something that a bard would know. If you're a wizard or a sorcerer, full on, I would have given you an easier role. But as a bard, you have knowledge of spells and arcane power, but you're not really like the world's greatest expert. Same with everything with a bard. You kind of know stuff.
I've discussed in pubs and bars along my way.
Yeah, you've not sat in a wizard's tower with a great master wizard Gandalf and discussed for days on end about the individual spells.
Not the book one, Alex.
No, you've not been to university. Not that guy, girl. Okay.
Oh, wait, I think I just fixed it.
Alice took another long rest.
I think I just cast a long rest on the actual Discord.
All right. Well,
I have 2 spell slots. Let me cast.
And then Alice took another rest.
There you go. No, I don't need. I've cast it. So
Oh, there you go.
I actually got the same roll. 13.
oh look, it leaves a little mark on how many spell slots you got left. That's really cool. It's good because you're learning this for the other campaign where I want to use it a bit more. You might want to rest again. Oh no, you have cast it. You have cast it. Yeah. Okay. Fair. True Strike, is that a cantrip?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it must be. It's not that powerful. Okay, right. You bury the body. Do you say any words?
Here lies
His name, but
Kieran.
Kieran.
yeah, sorry. Do I know that you got the letter? I didn't see that.
You saw him with the letter because he sat and read it, and it had a lock of his wife's hair.
Kieran.
Your
I
kids
thought it was
and your
Raven.
wife will miss you. And here is your hair of your someone that throw it in the grave.
Oh, you throw the hair in the grave. That is lovely. Okay, the three of you pay your respects. By the way, none of you have seen a dead body before like this. Not. You've seen old people die, but you've never actually seen a human person die of combat before. So it's quite emotional.
I've not seen any of the things that have happened due to my father's.
No, we don't have any wars. There's little skirmishes occasionally, but very rarely does it end in death. You remember, Norrenholm is quite peaceful. They battle with the environment, they battle with the creatures, and they fight with each other. But it very rarely, like across generations, do you ever come a time where village fights village? That's just not what they're like. They haven't got time for that. Because if
Person, is there like a symbol for her?
yeah, it's just basically a Y in a circle. Actually, another thing that you found, which is really important, you find a symbol, Alith, and it's basically a gold it's a multicoloured circle of many colours, and inside of it is a T, also in many colours, on a chain. It looks like a religious symbol, but have any of you got religion?
I'm gonna wear it for my bling bling.
I've got part.
Oh, actually, yeah. If you show the bard, she can use her bardic. Well, it's not bardic knowledge anymore, is it? But you can basically roll religion. So if you do check religion.
Not a
I was
good
gonna say,
thing.
how about eye check? 'Cause I've still got +2 on it.
It's -1. Don't forget if you haven't got the skill. Well, just do the check anyway. It'll work it out.
I only got already.
Oh wow.
Wow, you both look at it and you're like, nope.
No idea.
But these are funny times. Religion's changed. I mean, 24 years ago there was one great deity, the all-seeing All-Father. Now there's all these gods running around the realms. Who knows who this is from?
If there's any towns nearby, fairly nearby to where we are, you may have come from.
Yes. He. Give me a second. I'm going to give you the name. So I did have this up. I swear I did. North campaign. You sort of recognise him, and the letter is from the village of Jargile, or Yargile, as it's pronounced, with a silent J, but it's Yargile, and that's basically the next village along, so they actually control the next watchtower. So on the map, you can see the one just above, which is Watchtower Handle. The one over to the right there is managed by Yargile.
Are we going to pass there?
No, it's quite unusual that they're over this far, to be honest with you. Though, past the watchtower, so just to be clear, past the watchtower, there's no jurisdiction. So, it's not like them being here is illegal, you're on Norberg's space, there's none of that. The village, your village has influence up until Hamdall Tower, then beyond that, it's the wasteland north. And to be honest with you, very rarely do any of you go past it, because it's just seeking trouble. Every once in a while you might have little parties, but no one's interested in big long journeys deep into the waste, because you just don't come back. And if you don't go there, no one dies, so why go there? That's the general philosophy.
To go on before it gets dark.
I think we've given him the very.
Yep, so this whole encounter thing basically is taking you about an hour from first.
The last thing I would have done while he's buried and everything, I'm going to carve the symbol of the Yagamama in a piece of wood and just place it on top.
Okay. So you're going to keep his letter.
Idea, but not the same idea.
So you're going to take the symbol and the letter to hand back at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who's going to take the symbol and the letter? Alith, as he's.
I'll have it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you take those.
Lock it in the grave, or did you take the?
No, I just
just
put the hair in the grave, so he can be with his loved one.
Do you still have the locket and the coin as well?
We.
Oh, and you got the.
As the other two walk off, I'm just going to be like, I'm just going to ask for a few more minutes, and I'll catch up.
Do you let him do that? He wants a moment of quiet by the body.
Too far.
Yeah. We'll give him some space.
Okay.
Still within eye shot.
That's not what I wanted.
Or you can speak quietly.
I mean, you're not going to get them too far out of eye shot. You're on a race, Alith.
I know, it's fine. Anyway, I light a bonfire with I cast a bonfire on top
Okay.
of his grave. And then I whisper a few words, and I wish that his soul goes to the unholy.
I wish I commend your soul to Satan. May your undying evilness consume his soul and use it for your own ends.
Yes. And then I just put the bonfire out and then walk off.
Okay. Everyone make perception checks. I mean, you whispered it, but just in case the wind was in the right direction and the whispers carried. Oh shit. Freya. You heard some disturbing words, but you couldn't quite make them out.
Well, it's not skill if it's
Check. Yeah, something. It didn't sound right. A bit unnerving.
What about trading a soul? Not entirely sure why.
Oh shit! Right, both of you.
I didn't do it very discreetly.
Both of you hear him kind of like on the breeze going, your soul to the dark one. And you're like, is that the wind? And you look at each other. You look at Alith. You look at each other again.
Are we going to go then?
He comes over with a big smile, looking all charming.
Deception.
I don't need to. It was me that did it.
He just basically did what he did. Yeah, he wasn't.
We were like, here.
Yeah, he's trying to hide it, but not really over the top. Okay, the race is on. You got to get to the tree. So you still got 2.5 hours to get to the tree. Are you going to try and run again?
No, it took us an hour. We've got an hour and a half.
No, you had 2.5 hours left.
Yeah, we took an hour to bury this before.
Yeah, but no, you still got 2.5 hours of travel time to get to the tree.
Oh, okay.
You've just lost an hour in the day. The sun's now heading towards its zenith.
Because Alad's stitch should have healed by now.
Yeah, you do feel emboldened, Alith, actually, to make another athletics check. You might be able to make up some time. So athletics checks, everybody. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Doing that one.
They're very disturbed by what we heard at the.
I mean, I got a 1 -1, so I actually got a 0.
I put 1 for rainy season.
Just type in 1. Because what it does is it tries to find close matches, and you can just type 1 return, and it will basically do that one. No, just 1. No exclamation mark 1.
Oh, fuck you. You did 2 checks.
Oh, I
I
don't
would
know
go with your
why.
first one then.
I have to go with you first. Basically, all three of you start to run, and you like just quickly lose your energy, like within about a minute. All three of you just kind of slow down, and you're like, "Yeah, that's a bad idea. This wind's picking up."
I stood there and got cold for an hour.
Yeah, so basically, you start running through the woods again. The trees all around you with the snow. Obviously, quite a revealing combat both from the power of Alith and also, I'm not sure where he gets his power from, but he always acts kindly to everybody, so, whatever. You travel on, you make good time actually, and eventually the wind does start to die down a little bit, and you find yourself reaching out, and in the near distance you see this tree, massive tree, rising up into the sky, just as Oh yeah, ignore that. Oh. That's you. That's you, Ali. What are we talking about? Look, that's you.
Maybe that's someone that failed on a past mission. Their body's still.
Yeah, it's still hanging now. No, so there isn't any ropes. That's just the picture I chose to try and illustrate. Basically, this thing just shoots up out of the ground like a massive column. It's about 6 meters across. This tree. It's ridiculous. It's the biggest tree you have ever seen. You didn't even know trees got this big. You can see that there are pit marks in it where people have used daggers and stuff to climb up this hundreds of times. Over the years, the tree just keeps growing around them. This has been used for generations. 100 generations this tree has been here and been used as part of the trial. So you can't even begin to imagine how old this tree is. Hundreds, if not thousands of years old, this tree. You've got to climb up it now. It doesn't look like an easy climb. And you're already a bit knackered. If you stop and eat, you won't have any exhaustion points. If you've got any food, which you haven't, you've got water. If you can get something to eat, you can have. You don't have an exhaustion point. If you can't find anything to eat right now and you try and attempt it, you're going to be exhausted basically, which is going to halve your skill checks. You are hungry, you are tired, you're borderline exhaustion. You can feel yourself about to go. You're like, you need to eat. You need to just take a little moment to eat something. So what are you going to do?
Aleph, do you feel like using your rocks to find some food?
I thought we had food.
No, you had breakfast.
No, we had food that we traded. We had hot food and drink.
Yeah, that was there, not to take with you. Yeah, you haven't got any bags. You got nothing to carry anything.
Then yes, I'll go hunt. Do not worry.
Okay, make a survival check.
No, God.
It's usually where it messes up.
Okay, that's okay. You find a small deer not far from where you're standing, actually. It's a beautiful countryside around here. There's a lot of free-roaming creatures. It's clear, but there's a definite sense of cold in the air. This could be like the calm before the storm. You're a bit nervous. You probably want to get up and down out of this tree before something else comes. But yeah, you find a small deer. You can Eldritch Blast it if you want. Make an attack roll.
I'll do exactly that. I mean, we'll see if it does the bonus, but if not, we'll just add 4.
What's the diameter of the tree trunk?
6.
Still doesn't add 4.
6 meters.
Damage. Hit for 16.
Okay, basically, the Eldritch Blast smacks into the side of the deer, and its whole head just rips off. The neck just erupts, and the head just spins off. The legs just running along, and just for half a second or so, they just keep moving, and then they just collapse on the ground, and the body just rolls over, and before it goes still.
Still have your rage, or did that wear off?
No, that would be gone by now.
I would one off, but I can do so again.
Yeah, that is a dead, almost partially cooked deer. You collect the deer and bring it back.
Everyone wants a new hat.
Yeah, he's got he's got a body over his shoulder, and he's got a head in his hand of a deer.
Victory.
Good hunting.
A warlock's quite good in the wild.
Surprised he's yeah.
Bonfire, Eldritch Blast, bonfire, Eldritch Blast. I mean,
I was surprised he's strong enough to carry it back with his gangly figure.
I was going to say, I'm surprised I can carry it.
that's a good point. You should be making a strength check. Oh God, you're strength -1, aren't you? Make a strength check. Thanks for reminding me of that. I'm so used to these two towers of strength below
What
you.
is it? What exclamation mark?
Check. Strength. No, save strength. Exclamation mark, save strength.
Oh, nah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
I am shoulder pressing.
yeah. Your eyes like, all right. Yeah, you're in victory mode.
some of the fat, which is the heavy part of the.
Yeah, today, Aleph, you feel like the Dark One is really with you, standing by your side, giving.
Clearly accepted my gift.
Yeah, aiding your strength. You feel like fate is on your side. You bring it back. Do you need a bonfire? Who's going to start a bonfire?
Oh, I guess I could.
Gaten starts to use his skill to collect some wood together, and then there's
That we don't even need to collect wood. His skills
Just creates the
create
whole
them.
bonfire.
yeah, he does. He flicks his hand, and the fire burns.
Careful not to burn down the tree we need to climb.
Yes, keep that away from the. No, the little fire like this wouldn't even touch the tree that big.
How tall is the tree?
You can't tell from here.
And how wide is the
It's 6 meters wide.
Do we need to put our own name on the tree, or can one of us go up and then put everyone?
No, you have to go up all together and put your names on. Otherwise, you will fail the trial.
Damn it! I was just going to send Gaten up and hope for the best.
Yeah.
There's no one. Is there? There's no one else here.
Yeah.
No, they do check.
They said rangers are watching.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that
they
said
probably
that
know our
someone's here.
handwriting.
Yeah. Yeah, don't forget the watchtower has spying glasses. Remember I told you on every corner?
Oh, we should take it.
Basically they can watch from the watchtower, and yeah, they won't be able to see you at the moment, but when you start climbing up they'll be able to see you, because obviously this tree rises up. It's much higher than the watchtower, and even though it's really far away, with their spy glasses they can watch you, so they'll be watching to make sure you do it individually.
Oh god.
Okay, so we're around here.
Bergier and Crash are just watching. Who do you reckon's going to do it then? Not that Aleph, he's a bit of a girl.
I swear, I'm gonna command that guy to jump off the fucking thing.
You come back and they're like, Aleph? Who the fuck is Aleph? Okay.
Is there any sort of vines or anything like
Are there any animals in the
or
tree?
reeds?
Make a survival check.
Giant bird.
I'll just ride the bird.
Make a survival check.
No, god, for all of us. Oh, that's alright. 14.
18.
Okay. So you do know that you could probably do a thing where you tie off against each other with vines, and if you climb up around the sort of same time, if one of you does slip and fall, the other two of you will then be able to take the brunt of the weight of the first one to save them. So that when you're 50 foot up or whatever, and if one of you does suddenly lose it, you'll be able to save each other, which normally you wouldn't have the opportunity to do.
Much more like teamwork than my get a bird and fly up and do it by myself.
Yeah, but your survival skills does tell you have done quite a bit of climbing in the past, and taking that approach when there's three of you is a lot safer, because it means that if any one of you could roll a 1, and lose your grip, it can't all just be on Gaten. Obviously, Gaten's probably going to go first. Let's be honest. So, Gaten, you're going to have an advantage on this because you spend your life as a woodsman. So you're actually very familiar with climbing up trees. Freya and Aleph, not so much.
Rolls 2 1s immediately.
Probably did we find vines then to do the
Yes.
tying each other to-
Yes, you did. With those,
Right, they're in the middle. Then that way I'm supporting either side.
okay. So, so time is of the essence. So you tie yourself off.
What am I doing?
Survival, isn't it?
He's already made it. I use that as a combined roll. Right, okay, so to go up now, you need to make an athletics check.
And with advantage for me.
Yeah, with advantage for you. So that's /check athletics.
20.
Whoa, okay. Yeah, Gaten just starts basically just climbing up this thing like it's a ladder. He spotting every single nook and cranny in the grains. I mean, this thing is so gnarly and old. There's a lot of big grips. The problem with it is it's just so goddamn big. Can the rest of you make an athletics check, please? Freya, you start making your way up there quite easily. Oh, shit on a brick.
Cool. Cool.
Okay, Gaten and Freya.
You did roll a natural one.
I didn't roll a natural.
No, I didn't roll a natural one. It's just.
You still cursed yourself.
I mean, hashtag being carried is. I mean, the thing is, though, Aleph is incredible when you're in combat and doing bonfires and stuff. But when it comes to the athletic stuff, you two are like Olympians,
I'm
and
a perfect Boy Scout.
and he's basically like the IT nerd being put in the middle of an athletics trial. You know, he's just out of class. He's got his little weak chest and his little scrawny arms. So basically, the two of you start climbing. In fact, you start Gaten, you're like moving and you feel this big tug on you. You can see Aleph at the bottom. He's like doing this. He can't even get off the ground. Now, you've got two choices. You can either the pair of you just basically carry him up, just to start going up and take the weight, because he doesn't weigh that much. Or weight.
I'm a skinny little soul.
Well, with your roll, you could do it. Especially with Freya supporting.
Yeah, I don't even have the weight of my soul on me, so...
We'll keep going.
Yeah, we'll carry him up now.
Okay, you get to about halfway. You're now maybe 30 feet, 40 feet above the ground. It's very, very high. Falling is not a great option. And you look.
Do not choose it.
Yeah, and you look down. You're now wishing that you'd made a rope, so that when you get to the branch you have to get to, you could tie it off and then be able to rope down. But anyway, you can't do that now.
We didn't know how high it was, so we couldn't have done.
No, you knew it was like.
We didn't know how long the rope needed to be.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah, so you're about 30, 40 feet up now. You have to make another athletics check.
Do I still get advantage?
Yes, you do.
Do I need to...
Yes, you can make one as well.
You might suddenly start getting involved.
17.
9.
10? At least I'm holding something.
Okay. So basically, you got a problem. Freya's got to a point where she now can't work out how to ascend any further.
What a pussy.
But but Aleph has managed to basically find purchase. They're now both just standing there, holding on to this thing. You can't. You don't know where to go or what to do.
Has Gaten got any persuasion?
Brian.
No.
I start in my head. I start humming.
Can I persuade myself to do better?
Right. One thing you can do, Gaten, if you choose, you can do two choices right now: cut them off and get up there yourself, or number two, go back down and help coax them up, giving them another check with advantage. However, if you do that, you've also got to re-roll again, which basically means that all what you've just rolled is negated. So you're basically sacrificing those rolls and going to the fate of the gods.
Do I still get advantage if I do that on my...
Yes, you will, and you give them advantage as well.
I need to leave them, so I'll go back down.
Okay.
You want me to do another roll for that?
Yeah, you see Gaten come back down. He's just like, he's moving like a monkey. He's ridiculous, shimmering up and down here. Yeah, for a moment, you get back down, Gates, and you show them exactly what they need to do. You look back up, and then for a moment, you're like, "Oh hell, where do I go now?" And then you see it, and you start shivering up. Aleph sees what he needs to do, and then starts getting up under his own steam. Freya,
I'm a quick learner.
Freya also, yeah, your tutelage is fantastic. They basically just follow you up, and you manage to get to the tree trunk. You sit on the tree trunk, legs across, classic skyscraper New York style. If only you had like a little lunchbox to open. You can look out for miles. You can see the watchtower in the far distance.
To the watchtower, knowing that they're looking.
You what? You wave. Do all three of you wave, or just Freya? You get out your knife. You start carving your names into the. You can see, by the way, this thing is just full of names. You see Steiner and Jarl on there, Freya. You see your own names. and all of your family and friends and people that you know, everyone you know that's basically a freeman is on here. You can see that the names have been written over each other because some of them are so old that the bark has grown over the scratches where they've been carved in. Everyone make perception rolls.
Five. Natural 1.
4.
6.
Oh dear. Okay, none of you see it. Brilliant.
Too busy waving. That's the problem.
Yeah, we did it, guys. Okay, how long do you spend up here?
I want to carve and get down.
Yeah, I think. How dark is it? Is it dark or is it still quite bright?
So it's basically now past. It's past midday. So the sun's now past its zenith and it's now starting to set towards the west. You still got a few hours, but it's going to be dark by the time you get back to the tower.
Make our move.
Yeah, but if you move fast now, you might be able to make. If you got it down and just ran back, you probably would be able to get there before the sun sets. But it's not really gone down so well for you. You can have a go.
Aren't we meant to get back before sunset?
Yeah, you can get back before midnight, basically, but that's way after sunset. It's not some peak summer anymore.
Rather not be travelling too long in the dark.
Yeah, if you leave it too long and you
Athletics check to get down, right?
yeah, so you basically now got one more athletics check. You just do it once with advantage, all of you, because you've now climbed up it. You're now familiar. You're plotting your own way back down again. You could even tie off some of the vines that are on this tree to basically help you if you do utterly catastrophic.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Wait until Alice has done his. Have we carved our names now?
Yes, you've now done that. She's to get back alive.
Fine. I'd like the idea of me trying to carve
14.
a long sword.
Okay, Freya and Alice, you just start climbing down. You're like trying to remember everything that Gaten told you, and then as you do, you suddenly see Gaten just basically holding on to a rock.
Persuade him.
Rock? Why is there a rock up there?
Sorry, onto a gnarly clump of old wood. Gaten, you are stuck. You've got down to a certain point, and you're
Got persuasion.
you just basically you think you caught yourself in a funny position. You've basically now you've tried to get into another position, and one of your hands has basically lost its grip, and then you found yourself catching your grip, sliding slightly, and now you're basically holding on for dear life. Make an acrobatics check actually to see how you react. Because rolling a 1 and a 2 is pretty bad.
Yep. See if I can do it this way. Oh.
It's check athletics.
Acrobatics, you want to do?
Acrobatics, sorry, yeah, that's what I meant.
20.
Okay, that's more like it. Yeah, you start to slip. Thankfully, your reaction speed is so fast that you catch yourself quite quickly on another gnarly output, and then as you drop a little bit more, you catch your hand again, and you manage to grab your legs onto a section of the wood. Because obviously, this thing's 6 meters across, so to you, it's like just climbing a flat wall. It's not like you're climbing a tree where you can put your hand around the tree and hold on. This thing is a wall to you. You think 6 meters across, that's 1 meter. And there's 6 of them. So to you, it's just like this flat fucking thing. You save yourself from falling through the acrobatics, but you're now a little bit stuck. The other guys are making their way down fine. You can make one more check.
Normal one or with advantage?
Not advantaged. You've lost your confidence. Okay, you get down. You basically get most of the way down, and then you slip and as they reach the bottom, you try and catch up with them because you're like, I can't let them down. I can't let them down. These guys they're actually managing to do it, and you're thinking so much about these guys, you actually lose your grip and you fall the last few feet. Make a acrobatics check again.
No, our humble Gator. Hey.
Okay, but you basically spin, kick off on the wood, knowing that you're about to fall, which then gives you enough momentum to spin round, and you land and take the force on your legs, cave down, bring up your arms, and then absorb the rest of it with your arms, and just sort of land Superman style, superhero style.
Oh, you're such a show-off, Gator.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah. Yeah. Basically, to you, it just looked like Gayton just did a ridiculous acrobatic finale.
Slide acrobat down.
Yeah, basically, he went the really awkward way. Very much so. Very much so. Right, are you guys going to run, or are you going to try and make your way back?
Let's run.
Run while we still can.
Yeah, we can try.
Okay, now you're back on the ground. You don't know how you didn't notice it before because you rolled so badly on your perception checks. But the weather is turning really bad really quickly. That you can now see a wall of ice and sleet and snow is coming towards you. You just feel glad you got down from the tree when you did, because this thing is just basically like coming down from the mountainside really, really fast and heading towards you at extremely fast speeds. Are you going to try and run? Or are you going to try and... Sorry, that was Charlotte moving the camera there. Are you going to try and run, or are you going to try and hunker down?
Well, I assume run, then hunker down if we can't do it.
Gayton?
Run.
Right, okay. One more athletics check.
15.
18. The Dark Lord is with me.
You start running. You suddenly hear a horrendous roar.
Faster, guys.
Right, there's a noise in the white. It's terrifying noise, and then you hear footsteps just basically smashing down in the ground. You don't know what this.
It looks like we have company, lads.
Yeah, you're like, but it's
T-Rex. We better fucking run.
Well, we're already running. We just keep going.
Okay. You all do really well, actually. All three of you just run for it. You're like running.
Yeah.
There's footsteps. You can hear them passing you. You're like, as you're running, but you can't tell where they're coming from. The snow has basically covered everything. You're now running in like white noises. You start tripping over rocks, running into hedgerows, but you just keep running. You're just like, oh, I've got to make it, but you don't even know what direction you're going in. Make survival checks to see whether you're running in the right direction. As long as one of you makes a good roll, you should be able, and you stay together, you should be okay.
Oh, that's athletics.
Oh, I'm not doing great.
Ignore that other roll. Oh, okay.
Gator's running the right way, right?
We ran out of this.
Okay, you start running in the wrong direction, and all three of you just head in the wrong direction. You're now running away from the watchtower. You run on for a bit. You run on for a bit longer, and then you suddenly hear noises coming from just to your left, and the sound of fighting. You're not sure what's going on.
Sounds like the watchtower to me.
Yeah, there's basically smashing noises, and you can hear a sword, and the man's help! Help! No, actually, no. It's not a man. It's a female's voice. Help! Help!
Oh, does that sound like the watchtower?
Help! You don't know. Make perception checks. Help!
16.
Okay, it's a female. It's not Bergier.
I have no idea.
Is that an animal? Is it a male?
Okay, Gaten and Alith, you can work out exactly where the direction of the yell's coming from. Do you run towards it or away from it?
Well, Gaten's going to run towards it.
Yeah, Gage
Like
runs
that.
towards everything.
Okay.
This
Okay. You find yourself in a clearing. Where you are, you start to get a sense of it. The snow starts to clear a little bit.
My perception is only half showing.
You start to get, and you see out of the corner of your eye, you can see a figure, basically, sort of moving left and right, and it looks like almost like they're dancing. And then you hear the roar again.
I can only see half the map on mine.
Yeah, the map's not really showing on the screen very well.
No, it's not supposed to.
Oh,
That's the fog of war. Yeah, look, see, there's me doing it.
Lady, can we?
Yeah, you basically can just see the lady at the moment. Are you going to move towards the lady?
yeah.
Yeah, Gatesman's just going to run full tilt.
Okay.
Gaten's seen the pussy and runs to the pussy.
Okay, you all get to about here, and then you suddenly see this huge figure revealed. It stands way over 10 feet tall. The thing's absolutely hideous, and it's engaged in a battle with this, looks like a female huntress. However,
You said there was a male.
no, it's female voice. Female voice.
Yeah, I thought you had both.
No. It was. I said the very. I went help. I went no. It's a female voice. Help! Help!
Perception was 7, so I just heard both.
Yeah, you weren't sure, but yeah, there's a female huntress, and she's got a short sword and a shield, and she's basically trying to fight against this. Yeah, make what is the skill now for this?
Investigation, maybe?
What, for like trying to find out what it is?
Yeah, maybe a history check.
Would it not be insight, maybe? Yeah, no. Maybe insight.
Well, my history is +3, insight 1, so I'm going to do check history.
Does that help you? No, it doesn't help you with the skill. Okay.
What about Arcana?
Make a history or an insight check.
I mean, they're both +2 for me, so.
22.
8. Smart boy, Alan.
Freya, who has spent her life listening to the stories around the campfires, and has, formed many a story on this herself, recognizes the creature instantly. A creature only that lives only in the hills, in the mountains of ICEPEAK, and has never been seen down here in the valley before. It's an ice troll.
Whoa, who would have known?
Instantly, I know that we've gone the wrong way.
Yeah, you're like, an ice troll? That can't be. Only heroes.
One near the watchtower.
Yay, good old regeneration ice trolls.
It roars out again, and as the battle continues, you realise you're in for the fight of your life, or not. You might just kill it.
Alice fire, so dead, walk away.
I'm not even going to burning hands, I have a different plan for this one.
bonfire on its head.
That actually is damaging, but no, I've got something that does a lot more damage than that.
I think it's still an initiative from before.
Yeah, I'm just basically redoing the initiative now, so you can roll it again into a new combat.
So what do we do? Exclamation I.
Everyone roll for initiative.
Well,
5.
well done.
Oh, it doesn't have ice troll. I thought I would actually just try and do initiative through here. Okay. You can do something quite funky now. You can actually attack a troll. But anyway. Right, so I'm on trolls on 17. Oh, and so's the soldier. Right, okay, who's going first?
Definitely not me.
How does it work if you're both on the same?
Based on your decks.
Yeah, direct.
+2.
And are you on 17 as well?
I'm on 20.
Yeah, no, you go first.
Okay, so I'm going to rage and run in and just smack it with my...
Well, who else is on 20?
No one.
I thought you said that the guard was. I thought...
No, both on 17.
17.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to run in, rage on the way as my bonus action, and just smack it with my great axe, hopefully. What do I do on here? Exclamation attack.
Yeah, so exclamation attack. You can even try doing TR1 as an experiment. See what it does.
What attack TR1?
Exclamation mark attack, great axe, TR1. Just try it for a laugh.
AC 11. Doesn't say if it's hit them or not.
AC's 15.
Yeah, so it misses, is it?
Did it work?
No, it just said an attack.
No, okay. Your great axe swings around. You're not raged yet, are you?
No, I raged on the way.
Oh, right, okay. Okay. Your blade swings around. It hits into its thick hide, but the blade just doesn't penetrate the hideous, scaly form of this creature.
I would have run up just to next to the person fighting it.
What, in front or to the side?
Oh,
wait! If you go to the side, you're advantaged.
Okay, so I get
Obviously to the side.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do that then.
Yeah, go.
you know, warlocks can have reaction-based spells.
Yeah, like hellish rebuke.
I was thinking of casting that, and I just found out it's a reaction-based spell. Does that mean I can't cast it on an action?
You cast it, and then basically when they hit you, so that spell can then last for ages, and then you.
Okay, so it's fucking useless to me then. I see.
It's not useless.
Well, it's never going to hit me.
Can you cast it on someone else?
No. It doesn't say anything about it. No, yeah, the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. No. Oh, if I knew that.
Sorry. The AC, the troll's AC is 12, not 15. That's a standard troll has 15.
I'm going to pop to the toilet. One sec.
AC 22 with the advantage swing.
Okay, that hits.
The bonus for rage though. I don't know how to initiate rage on.
Hey, don't worry. We'll add it manually.
There's only 2, so it'll be 11 damage. I believe it's slashing damage.
Yep. So how much damage was it? Sorry.
11.
Okay, your axe bites down into it. At first, it doesn't seem to penetrate the hide, but you twist it and you pull it back out. But as you do, you manage to catch it deeper in, and you actually feel the axe bite through the skin of the troll and into its body itself. So that was on
20.
That was on 20. Next on 17. Alright, okay, so it's the troll and the female. The ice troll turns to you, Gaten. You're the first one to attack it. Okay, at the start of its turn, it regains 10 hit points. So he's back up to nearly full again. He's going to make 2 attacks.
Ouch.
First attack misses. Second attack hits AC 20.
Yeah.
Okay. He slashes out with one of his claws at you. The Peach's got a club. He doesn't have a club. He's just got 2 huge taloned claws on him. Rawr, he slashes out. Does you 7 damage. 7 slashing damage.
It's hard, so I've got resistance when raged. So does it half round down or up?
I normally round up, so 4 damage.
Okay.
So the first attack misses. He swipes at you. You just sort of step back and then from your attack with the great axe, and then the second one comes in, just rakes you across the chest. You've only got your tunic on, so basically it just tears your tunic to shreds. Just leaves little fine lines, and then just blood pours out.
Just as it goes across.
Yeah. The woman that's fighting, basically, she's advantaged now as well, isn't she? Ah, shit. Dice on the floor. Doesn't count. Yeah, okay. She plunges in with a short sword and manages to get the... Now that you can see that she hadn't done any damage before, now that the troll has turned to face you, Gaten, she's able to... Yeah. 1 damage. Brilliant. Oh, plus strength, 2 damage. She's able to basically get a bite... Yeah, she's advantaged now, so she's actually able to do some sort of damage. Right, okay, so that was on 17, 12. Freya.
I would like to attack with my longsword. Can I move next to the woman?
Okay, don't forget you've got Bardic Inspiration as a thing you can do, which gives a 1d6 each turn to one of the combatants if you wanted to use it.
I'll use the Bard of Inspiration on Alice, ready for his next turn.
Okay.
You do for me, mates. But thanks anyway.
Oh.
No, it's Gaten, you mean?
Oh, fine. I'll give it to Gaten.
I mean, it's useful for me when I use my Eldritch Blast, but I'm not using that next turn.
I'll
So
inspire
you do
Gaten.
the next one on me.
Yeah. Okay, so you Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action. So you basically yell out a song of great victory for Norberg.
It just comes out like a...
Okay.
It's a battle cry.
Freya lets out an almighty battle cry, and Gaten, you feel the power of Norberg's ancestry flowing through you. Here you you've now got a d6 to spend at your will.
Yelling at each other like,
Okay, then what'd you do?
I'd like to move next to the woman, so on the map it would just be above her, and attack with my longsword with advantage.
Yep, okay, make an attack roll with advantage.
How do I do that again?
Exclamation mark attack longsword.
You guys are making it really hard for me to cast Burning Hands on this guy.
Luckily he's so big, if you come up next to him you can do it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm assuming I have to do it again anyway. 23.
Oh, yeah, but no. Oh, bad damage all the way, isn't it?
Okay.
I'd pick your first attack because your first attack does 6. I don't know if you can select the damage when you have advantage on this. You normally can't because it rolls damage on both attacks.
Yeah, I'll let you pick the one with the most damage. It just seems fair. Okay, your longsword plunges into its chest, and you basically just push it in. It screams and starts turning to you. It's struggling with 3 combatants at the same time to basically try and defend from all quarters, which allows you to basically get that sort of advantageous attack. 67. Okay, that was on your go, Alith.
And I guess I just walk up to it.
Are you going next to Gaten or next to
I'm
me?
going to go up its booty hole.
Oh, which way are you going? I've put you going up to the top.
Yeah, that's fine, I can get there. And then seeing as I now found out Hellish Rebuke does not just instantly cast, I will just use Burning Hands again, because I am a mage, and that is all I can do.
Well, you do know Hellish Rebuke you can cast on somebody else, like Gaten.
It doesn't. It says you can only cast on yourself.
So why is the range 60 feet?
Because you can choose the creature that hits you. You point your finger, and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. Damaged you, not other people.
No, but if it was you, it'd be range self.
No, I don't know. Oh well. This looks more impressive to the random ranger. The random ranger wouldn't know that I cast Hellish Rebuke. Also, it gives away my warlock intentions.
And plus, Alith wants to hit that bully.
Yeah.
You want to hit it up? As you can see, she's a blonde woman with her hair all tied up into like loads of buns. It's really tight.
Two are blonde.
Yes.
As I cast Burning Hands, I just give her a little wink.
The troll makes its dex save.
Oh, what a bitch.
Basically, it just steps back as this burning fire just erupts all around it. That's your spell slot's gone. You did 12 damage. Takes 12 damage. Okay. It cries out. Ah! It does another big roar because that was just incredibly damaging to the creature. It felt every ounce of that, even dodging out of the way.
It would have died if I hit it with full power.
Would not have died.
No.
Would not have died, even at.
I was only have about 60 HP.
And it regenerates, which it already did at the beginning on its turn. Okay. You basically surrounding it now.
And then I disengage. I don't have the disengage feat, but I just generally disengage.
You get an attack of opportunity on you.
Not if he's surrounded, he doesn't.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't. Surrounded, I didn't think you get attack of opportunity when like one person especially from the rear, that disengages.
I mean, that's not something I've ever played.
I mean, it's your rules, so do whatever you want.
Yeah, I can't see it. No, he'll get an attack of opportunity on you. He's defending against all of you, but if he sees you backing up and your defenses are down, he's going to take a slash at you.
Hit me anyway, isn't he? If I'm the one that did the most damage to him.
Oh yeah, he's turned to you because he's like, I mean, the others have hurt him, but fire absolutely enrages him. The pain is excruciating to him.
Yeah, I'm still backing off. I can't see it ending well for me if I stand here. Especially if he has more than one attack next turn.
He does.
Yeah.
Okay, he rolls. Hits AC 23.
Ah, just misses.
This is where you fire up your minigun.
Get my 7.
Ah, piss. 4 damage there. As you step back, he slashes out at you. It rips across your hide armor. The armor manages to absorb some of it, but you can still cut it into your weak chest. Blood starts to pour on the inside of your hide armor. You're like, ah! You try and brave it out.
What do you mean? I enjoy pain.
Okay, how far back are you going?
Well, I moved 15 feet to get there, so 15 feet back.
5, 10. Okay. Next turn. So, Gaten, back to you again.
You've got your inspiration.
If you need to use it.
To use reckless attack.
Oh, he's all in.
Yep. So
Okay.
Fed up with it now.
attack,
Yeah.
Even with my 10th level barbarian, I've never used
it
reckless
means I get
advantage.
advantage against me as well.
Yeah. If it was attacking you, but at the moment it's focused on Alith.
Running away. If it actually charges me, I'm gonna cry. I mean, it can't charge me because it'd have to go through 2 people, so that's fine.
Thanks for using us as defense.
What all spellcasters do, my dear.
Oh my god, no.
Oh no.
Oh, I can add the d6, can't I?
That's, yeah. Still not gonna make it though, even if you get 6.
Yes.
His AC's 12.
Oh no, if you roll 6 in a second then. You still have one.
You have to, if you roll 4, 5 or 6.
Yeah, let's do it. How do I do it? Just a normal roll?
Just do roll 1d6.
Roll 1d6. Come on, 4, 5, 6.
You give it everything you've got. You go full in. You're like, I can't fail. Ah! And he just bats your axe aside as he death stare. Yeah, he just basically bats the axe aside as he stares at Alith. Just absolutely hatred in his eyes.
My turn.
I'm just gonna create a path.
No, it's the troll's turn and it's the girl's turn. So the troll is going to attack. Right, 1, 2 you, 1, 2, 3, 4 you, 5, 6 you.
Hey, so
It's Freya. Freya. You can see the troll wants to hit Alith, but he's not prepared to take the chance of running after him.
to be fair, Freya is the closest to me.
So he lashes out at you. First attack hits AC 19. Second attack hits... Oh, shit.
Was that an axe 20?
No, it's 19. I'm just checking if he's got... no, he hasn't. Right, okay. Both hit. Basically. 2 slashes just rip into your body. The first one does 9 damage.
Jesus.
That's not very nice.
You just get absolutely knocked and winded as these claws rip across your chest. Just blood just pours everywhere. You're like... and the blood just spurts out of your mouth. Holy shit! The second one does 11 damage.
Well, I would like to before the damage hits. Can I cure myself? Otherwise, I'm dead.
No.
You're dead. Well, you're not dead, you're knocked out.
The second one rips into you, and just the well goes black. Blood sprays everywhere.
I'm out of health points.
Yeah,
So you're unconscious.
you're unconscious. You got to do death saving throws. Okay, you fall backwards. You're like, and then the well just goes black, and you collapse to the ground, and blood just starts pouring out of your chest, and your open wound. You're like, no, Freya! She's just taken a huge amount of damage. Just terrifying amount of damage.
Yeah, compared to my 4 damage that I took last turn. And that's
Requires me to actually hit it.
Yep. Okay.
Imagine if I stood there and took that damage.
The swordswoman lashes out. Does a mighty attack. Oh, he heals for 10, doesn't he? 65.
Does he still heal if he's taken fire damage?
He doesn't heal the fire damage, but he has taken other damage that he does heal.
Only he didn't fucking save that dex.
So his maximum now is 64. Right, okay.
Oh, so he had 80 hit points. Or 75.
76. Right, okay. Yeah, he gets hit again from the woman. He roars around. He's definitely wounded, but he's difficult to kill, this thing. And that was on to 12. Freya, make a death saving throw.
I do that.
Don't roll a 1. Roll 1d20.
D20.
One, roll.
20! You stabilise.
No, that's just 2 saves, isn't it?
No, I thought a natural 20 stabilises. Well, it does to me.
I will take full success.
Yeah. Basically, your first time going unconscious, the bleeding just stops. Your body is so strong that you just
Get back to max health.
no. You're unconscious on 0, but you're not going to bleed out. Basically, you're not going to die unless the troll attacks you again.
Oh.
But you're still unconscious like this on the floor. Right, and that was on 12. Alith.
Hello. Yes, I'm going to force it out of its spot, so I'm going to create bonfire directly underneath it.
Okay, so it has to make a dex save.
Yeah, 14 again.
Dex save. Yeah. What is the dex save?
14.
He fails the dex save.
Alright.
So roll 1d8 fire damage.
2.
2. So that's 4 fire damage.
It takes 1d8 damage every turn as well. It stands there.
Okay. He yells out in pain and he steps back over here. You both get attacks of... Right, Gaten, you just had an attack of opportunity.
Hey!
24.
And you did 10 damage.
12 damage because I'm raged and this doesn't have the rage damage.
12 damage, okay. And, she rolls at advantage as well. She hits for 3 damage. Okay, 40.
Was it advantage? Because I've just rolled just to see if I get the crit.
Yeah, it was advantage, yeah. Oh, if only you had, whatever that one that gives you 19-20 range, which barbarians do often get. But, no, so that's it, yes.
12 damage in total, slashing damage.
Okay, yeah, that was highly successful. There's now a, hold on, I did this before, didn't I? And there's a way that I can... give...
Oh, according to the rules, I was actually wrong and you were wrong. If you roll a natural 20 on a saving throw, on a death saving throw, you automatically succeed and regain 1 hit point.
Oh! So, Freya, you've got 1 hit point, you're up. You actually get an attack roll.
Didn't realise that, that's cool.
You suddenly... I did think you could stabilise. I didn't think about the help. You got 1 hit point because of that critical succeed. Well done, Harry.
Welcome, girl, I got you. Rule Nazi.
So, Freya, you've got 1 advantage attack. You suddenly open your eyes. There's a bonfire that's just basically erupted.
Didn't realise how long I'd been out.
Around the campfire and singing a little song. CAMPFIRESONG song.
Yep. A campfire has just basically erupted in front of you. It explodes up.
Well, or does it have to be an attack?
No, attack's all you're going to be able to do. It's an attack of opportunity, basically. But it is advantaged. So roll the attack and then roll it again. That campfire, very, very effective. His maximum hit points is now down to 60.
Nice.
7.
Oh, why is my camera really blurry? Oh, about
7.
7 damage.
Okay, you slash him across the back as he steps back. He roars out again. He's absolutely pissed. Really is. He's now got to try and... He's going to basically... Right, next turn.
can someone walk in the gap between me and him, please?
Oh, yeah, he's after you. He's like... You're seriously dampening his day.
It's my turn.
Gaten, it's back to you. Yeah.
Can I go to the bottom of him, round the fire, so that I'm in melee with him again? And I'll do another reckless attack on him. So I
Yep,
still
okay.
my advantage on it.
Freya, I know you only have 1 hit point, but how do you feel on standing between me and that troll?
Right, 9 damage. You didn't...
Where's the space?
Right, 9 damage. Okay. Your axe bites into the troll. He yells, "Ah!" in pain. He's really bleeding hard now. It goes to his turn. The sword lady makes another move, just a charge attack. Oh no, she can't. So she moves around to here. Oh, but she gets advantage anyway because you're threatening the square.
Yes.
Rolls at 17. It's the only place she can go. She can't run through the bonfire. And makes a successful attack. Ooh, 6 damage this time. 19. Right, the troll heals up for 10, but he still looks pretty wounded. He turns to you, Gaten, and makes 2 attacks on you.
He has advantage on me.
That's good. The first attack, 16-16, so that was consistent. Second attack hits. Okay, the second attack hits AC 14.
Is that with advantage?
That's with the advantage, yeah. What's your AC?
18.
Oh yeah, no, only the first one hits. Damn, you're hard to hit. Okay, for 8 damage.
So half to 4.
Yeah, so 4 damage. Basically, crashes you across the arm, pins you slightly, but you just managed to absorb the damage. Freya, back to you. You're on 1 hit point. You feel like you're dying. You got blood in your mouth.
Well now.
Yes, you can cure wounds yourself.
Yes, please.
Okay, cast cure wounds. So exclamation mark cast cure wounds. Okay, you heal yourself for 11 hit points. Wow,
Oh, thank you.
that's pretty amazing. So now you should be on 12 hit points. Is there anything else you're going to do? Bardic Inspiration, somebody?
Oh wait, I've still got Bardic Inspiration.
No, you haven't.
This game still have it.
I didn't use it last time.
No, I used it.
She didn't give it to you. She gave it to Gaten. Because
Didn't need it.
yeah, she was going to give it to you, but then we realised Gaten needed it, and he still missed on it, but he could probably do with it again, or the woman, either the man or the woman.
I'll give it back to Gaten.
Okay, Freya heals herself through the power of her magic, and you can see the wounds all sealing up across her bare chest. You can see a huge amount of her chest is exposed now, where her hide armor has just been ripped apart, all the blood dried on it. Nothing too exposing, don't worry. And
No, but the fact that I erotically danced with this clothing has made me very upset.
yeah, oh, it's yeah, the armor's in a mess. This thing's hands like this big, and it just basically rakes across it and just shreds the clothing.
Can I attack with a longsword?
No. Your cure wounds was your action. Bardic Inspiration was your bonus action. You can move. That's about it. Gaten, you've now got a D6 Bardic Inspiration again. You're like, rah!
Turn from here.
Sorry?
I can't attack on my next turn from where I am anyway.
No, you're a bit out of the fight. Yeah, so you've either got to get round the rock.
Well, Charlotte, you can hold your movement, so the bonfire's about to go out.
Actually, there is space to the left of Gayton if you want to use it.
That's what I was going to do.
The bonfire's about to go out anyway.
Yeah. Aleth keeps shouting, don't move.
The bonfire's about to go out.
I'll wait till my next turn to move.
Okay.
No, you can hold your movement.
Yeah, hold my movement.
Okay, if you hold your movement, that means you later in the same turn you can still use it. Okay, so down to Aleth.
This guy. See, I was thinking about doing the same idea of the bonfire again, but instead I'm going to test my new Eldritch invocations. And I'm going to Eldritch Blast this motherfucker. Four.
Okay, does the bonfire go?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Actually, I can keep it there if I want to. And if it does stop the troll from charging. No, he can't charge me. No, I'm gonna get rid of it. No, he can't charge me anyway. So the troll takes 6 damage, but here's the cool part. He gets pushed back 10 feet. And he does not get to save against it.
That's annoying for us. We're in a good place.
No, you get attack of opportunity. He gets pushed back 10 feet.
Like, what kind of bullshit is that? A cantrip that pushes someone back 10 feet and you get no choice.
That's insane.
Yeah.
OP Warlock. OP Warlock.
I tried not to make an OP class, I swear. I just picked a class.
23.
Turns out
Right, okay. All of you got attack of... Sorry. The fighter lady and you, Gayton, have got attack of opportunity again. Advantaged.
give up.
She hits. Ooh, 6 damage.
Am I able to move forward because I've held and then get an advantage?
No. You can move forward, but you can't move forward and attack.
You can move forward as soon as he lets go of the campfire. Did you?
That's a bit too much.
But well, she's holding her action.
The coordinate. No, she's holding. Use the action. She's holding her movement.
Yeah, her movement. No, but if she moves up next to the troll before the troll gets pushed back, she gets an attack of opportunity.
That's some pretty intense coordination.
That is. It's up to you.
With the troll's still in melee range of me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get attack of opportunity.
So there's a woman.
I would like to have had my attack of opportunity.
All right, go on then. You
Thank
can
you very
jump.
She had a higher initiative than you,
Yeah,
and she was waiting for the. You said wait until the campfire goes out.
that's true. That's true.
You put the campfire out. She charges forward, and just. You did say that. She charges forward. As she does, the troll suddenly gets pushed back, and you're like, "Oh, great!" I mean, that's amazing coordination. This warlock and you guys in combination is tight as fuck. So what did you get, Gayton?
15 damage to it.
Oh shit! Okay, if you can get 2 more damage before it next has its turn, it's dead. Then it regenerates again.
Charlotte still got her attack.
Yeah, go on, Charlotte, go.
10 damage.
Can I get myself
It's advantaged.
inspiration?
You're advanced.
You're advantaged anyway.
Okay.
Come on. 2 damage, Charlotte. That's all you need.
You got 2 chances.
Well, don't pin everything on this.
You made it.
She's hit.
Yeah.
4, 6.
6 damage.
6 damage, please.
-4. Death save.
OP.
The troll goes down.
Slides backwards.
Right, so that was on your turn. Next turn. Okay, Gayton, back to you. You can already see. Make a perception roll, quickly.
Oh, is the troll not dead?
No. It's unconscious.
I get 17.
Okay, Gayton. Oh no, sorry. I thought that was Gayton. Rolled that.
Oh, I keep doing. Yeah, I keep checking.
Check. Remember, check please.
Wrong chat, Charlotte.
Oh, for God's sake!
How's it come out of that chat? Sorry, I don't even know how it changed.
Right, click this.
Right, guys, I noticed it.
5. Don't worry, I didn't notice.
Oh.
I noticed it. It's alright, guys.
Didn't notice anything.
I've never encountered this before. I just don't know.
Okay, you stop. Aleph, you see that he's disengaged from the fight, but the troll's not dead.
I hate to break this to you, chaps, but that troll is still alive.
So, Gaten, what are you doing? Are you just holding your action, or?
I'll hold to attack if it does anything, if it moves or. Right.
Okay, it gets to 17. It gets to 6 hit points. It starts getting up. As it gets up from prone, you get an attack of opportunity on it.
I did warn you.
And I do it with reckless attack.
Oh, you just basically use your hold action on it. No, you get an attack of opportunity just because it's getting up from prone. So you get an extra attack. So you actually got 2 attacks.
So hits AC 13 does 13 damage because of the rage it gets.
Okay, 4
You've got a
minus 9.
so can you not do it twice?
Yeah, advantaged. Oh, actually, only you can because you're the only one still in combat range.
Same damage.
Just knock it down, lads, and I can just...
It goes back to, it basically starts getting up. It's like, and then you're like, hit it again, and it goes, oh.
Stand out the way, stand out the way.
Okay, so that was on 17. The woman, she charges forward. And she starts plunging her sword into it. Advantage. Oh no. She just basically stabs at the ground, and she thinks she's hit into it, but she's actually just hitting the snow.
Please, Freya, just leave it to me.
No, that wasn't Freya. Right, Freya, it's your turn now.
I know it wasn't Freya, I'm just asking Freya to leave it.
Freya, are you going to try and attack it again? It's clearly not dying.
Freya, please.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Freya, oh, Christ.
What?
No one listens to Ellen. All this smart.
Okay, you charge in. Make an advantage attack roll.
Okay.
It's almost like I can just put a bonfire on it.
10.
Okay, yeah, you do a mighty attack. It's now massively bleeding. You're just hacking at the body. It's at minus 19 at the moment.
Why is
Right.
it still not dead?
Because it still regenerates.
Yeah, it doesn't regenerate fire or damage.
Alright, I'm just gonna slowly stroll up to the other people. I'm gonna put my hand on Freya and Gaten's
Gaten.
shoulder. Please, just leave it to me, as I said. And I'm just gonna cast bonfire underneath its head.
Okay, fire erupts from it, and it just starts burning the body. It makes a final and the fire just keeps raging and burning. It starts catching fire, and the fires just blow up into the night, into the sky, and you see almost like a beacon. And the woman turns to you. Oh, thank you, you saved my life. Save my life. Quick, have you seen Kieran? Have you seen Kieran anywhere? We got lost we got lost. I haven't seen him for hours.
We have found him.
He is dead.
No! Oh no! Oh, he was...
I buried him and he has been put to a grave.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome.
Quick, we need to... I need to find the watchtower. Are we near Hamdall? I don't even know where I am. We got lost.
We're on our way to a watchtower. I'm sure if you came with us, that they could put you in the right direction.
Thank you. You can see she's got a couple of small wounds, but they've sealed up. She's obviously big. She got hit once by this troll at least. She also looks very, very thirsty. Have you got any water? We ran out.
What's my water skin?
Oh, thank you. I mean, you can basically shove some snow. The snow's getting quite thick now. You can shove some snow in the water skin afterwards and let it melt. She takes a gasp. Oh, thank you. You saved my life. A troll. This far from the ICEPEAK mountains. I've never seen anything like it. You walk back. Everyone make survival checks. Or an intelligence save, whichever one's higher for you. So you can either use your raw intelligence, or you can use your survival skills to work out the way the tower is.
Plus 6 me either way.
Exclamation check, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, Freya, you can't quite work it out. You're still recovering from that hideous blow. Gaten and Alith, you're both at the same time. Like, yeah, it's over that way. The worst of the white storm has passed. It was like a cloud of white snow that just obliterated everything. It just kind of spread out across the landscape, and now it's starting to fade out again. You get back to the tower, but this time there's a thick layer of snow on the ground. It's like the weather's just suddenly pushed forward far further than it was. The snow blizzards just basically covered the ground in snow in a really, really fast time. You hear a yell. Jason, fire! Alith, are you okay? What happened? We saw a fire!
Yes, that was me, do not fret.
Who's with you?
Oh,
Birgir, it's Heidi! Heidi? Yeah, get up here! Sorry, Freya, you were going to say.
I was just going to ask her name. Politeness.
Heidi. My name's Heidi.
Hello, Heidi. I'm a listener.
Alith, I've never seen such power.
Yes, many find that when they see me for the first time.
So,
let me show you to my warm bed.
what?
Be careful, Heidi. He's a virgin.
I'm not thinking about that right now. I have a husband.
It was merely a joke. I'm a virgin.
That's very forward of you to tell me that. Thank you. I am just grateful that you saved my life. Thank you.
Oh, can we ask her what the team is on the?
Let's get her into the warmth first.
Can we get her the warmth? She's shivering. You notice that the your wolf's gone, by the way.
Oh.
You get up to the top. They send down the rope to help you because you look weak. You don't have to make it's because you did it once already. You basically have got quite familiar with going up and down this ladder now. You make your way up to the top. Also, Heidi goes up with you. There's a fire in the hearth, something you're very glad about, and you sit and let the warmth just soak into you. You're exhausted.
I'm gonna lean back and just patch up my wounds that I've got like massive gashes across my chest.
Jesus, what the hell did you fight? Have you fought a bear?
You think you have massive gashes?
Freya's is the worst. She's absolutely, her armor's just torn apart.
Well, I'd like to see her take her top off.
Okay.
It's a shame I can't cure wounds outside of a battle.
Well, you can, but yeah, you can cast Cure Wounds at any point, as long as you got a spell slot.
I've got one more spell slot.
Hold on. If you're gonna kill someone, now's the time, Freya. Now's the time.
I would like to
Make the roll.
myself.
I noticed we are in the fight.
We need to warm up.
Did I roll to make the cure wounds?
Literally just have exclamation mark cast cure wounds.
Cast.
Very
9.
9 hit points. That's a banging roll.
Well, I'm on 12 out of 19, so not bad. I'm
You
full
scored.
health again.
I'm on 8 out of 14.
I can cure Gaten in the morning after
Would
my
you-
long rest.
I'm more.
If we have a long rest, you get your health back.
Yeah. Well, I can cure somebody after the long rest because I've got no more spell slots.
Well, I'm missing 8 hit points at the moment, which is very sad.
I'm missing 10, but I'm still on 19.
Well, I can cure Aleph when I've had my long rest.
Yeah, I'm only on 8.
When we have a long rest, you'll
Heidi turns to Crash and Bergir. She's like, Crash, Bergir, Kieran's dead. Was he killed by whatever did that to you? No,
we don't know what he was killed by.
They were small
assume it
flying ice things. Do not worry, I burnt them to a crisp.
I mean, we would have been dead if it wasn't for these. I would have died if it wasn't for these three, especially Aleph. His magic was incredible. I've never seen such magic from a Northman before.
Small but mighty, as they say.
Well, you're not that small, but you're just not very strong.
Brawny but mighty, they say.
And these fine warriors. What's your name? Freya, and you are Gayton and my hero?
Oh, of course, Aleph the Narth.
Aleph, Gayton. I remember. Oh, Gayton! Gayton the hero! I've heard of you! Yes, you saved the villagers from the wolf pack. Yes, your story has... We've heard your story in our village. And Freya, are you Freya Steinhard?
Yes, I am. It's Reinhard.
Steinhard.
It says Reinhard on my birth certificate.
It's Steinhard.
It's Reinhard.
Oh, it is Reinhard.
Reinhard, sorry, Reinhard.
See, are you
I'm
doing with my authority here?
I'm thinking of Steinberg. Don't worry, wrong campaign.
It's Steinhard on Discord.
It's Reinhard.
Yeah, Steinhard on the Discord chat.
I'll just change the name.
Oh yeah, it says Steinhard on Discord, but it's Reinhard. It is Reinhard.
We made it at the time.
Yeah, because your brother's name is Steiner Reinhard. Otherwise, he'd be Steiner Steinhard, which would be a bit of a shit name. Hi, I'm Steiner Steinhard. Anyway, we would have been dead if it wasn't for these three. And we basically Nathan had sent us out to further to the north, past our watchtower, because we had seen movement out in the woods, and we found these tracks we'd never seen before, and we started following them, and then this blizzard just basically hit us. This was maybe this morning, a long time ago. Next thing we know, we're lost, which we've never been lost before. We couldn't work out if it was some sort of magical, but the white consumed us, and when it faded away, these things were just attacking. Was just attacking Kieran, and I then tried to double back to fight them, and then the white came again, and when it faded, I couldn't find Kieran at all. I could hear his screams, and then I've been wandering, just wandering the waste, completely lost. This is not obviously a part of the frozen waste that we travel, so I was lost. And then I found these footsteps again, the ones I'd been following earlier, so I carried on finding them, and then next thing I know, this blizzard hit us again, and then while I'm in this blizzard, this huge ice troll just comes at me. What the ice troll was doing so far from the ICEPEAK mountains, I have no idea. What concerns me is, why did it leave its lair? Yeah, this is very strange. The trolls always stay in the mountains. They never come down this far. Never in recorded history, in fact. Something's amiss in the ICEPEAK mountains for this to happen. Something very strange. We need to get this information back to our leaders immediately.
Do you have a map available here?
Yeah, shows you.
Something that I can mark where we buried your friend.
Oh, yes. So
on the map, this is where we buried him. I would not go alone. Pay respects, or if you wish to recover and see the body buried at home.
So you make a mark on the map, roughly where you saw the body, which was about where I've put Aleph at the moment. Not yet. When it catches up. Anyway, yeah, you make a mark on the map. We can recover his body, or he might want to be left there. We'll pass the information over to his widow, and see what she says. Do you tell about the lock of hair and the letter?
Yeah, I give them. Well, the lock of hair is buried.
You buried the lock of his wife's hair with the body. That's beautiful, Aleph.
Yes, I am sentimental like that. And I sent his soul to a better place. Do not worry.
Hell! Yeah, better place.
He's protected by a Yagamama, thanks to...
Oh, Yagamama. I can't say that anymore. We're converted now in Yargile. Nathan's made sure of it. Crash is like, what do you mean converted? We all worship the Yagamama. She nods. No longer. The new gods are upon us. Titanus is now our god. Titanus, the many-coloured dragon, protects our village. And yes, Nathan believes that worshipping this new god will imbue us with greater powers. He says Yagamama doesn't exist, and that these new gods do exist. They've destroyed Hellsmouth, and they've brought peace to the realm. And if you pray to them, they will answer because they are real. So that's what we're doing.
Can Titanus make sure that these particular people get extra powers?
No. You're not
playing. Heard from a distant.
You're not playing Thalaria today. You're not in I'm a god mode. Your concentration's far away. Maybe not even in this dimension. You might be in some dimension somewhere else. Your time's split now. You're not just got this one world of Lorimar. You've got like the infinite universe to deal with.
Well, I still send love to all of my brothers.
Okay, you do. Special love to Yargile. Hey out there, this is a special shout out for all my friends in Yargile. Thanks for worshipping me. It's passed on. Guys, you need to get back tomorrow to the village and tell everyone at the town about this. I mean, you've done more than pass the trial to this day. You've saved the life of a fellow villager from our neighbouring village. Destroy the ice troll.
And there's still death angels of ice too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, the death sprites. We need to understand what they are. I think Handel will be able to tell us, or Kettle, one of those two. We'll definitely know. We'll be able to find out. Make a history check or a what did we do before? Hold on.
History or an intelligence.
Or an investigation check, or an insight check, sorry. Yeah, so history or insight, so intelligence or wisdom.
All plus 2 for me.
Or even actually an arcana check. I'll take either one of those, any one of those three.
Ow.
If you roll well enough. Oh, Freya! Yet again, the bard. You remember a story long ago when you were a child of the ice sprites, known as the ice mephits. They're creatures made of ice, tricksters, almost like fey folk, but of elemental origin. And they pick off weary travellers and take them out one at a time with their fiery ice breath. While they're not particularly strong and vulnerable to fire, they have a fierce breath of snow and ice that can trap and ensnare and kill. So you say this out loud. Heidi was like,
I remember this now.
Yes.
Not at the time.
No, but at the time there was all sorts of stuff going down.
Yeah.
But as you're sitting around the campfire thinking about it, eating some food, you don't have to barter for anything anymore. You've passed that part of the test, and you've just basically saved a life and killed an ice troll and ice mephits, almost like little ice devils, basically. Yeah, the ice devils, you can call them that. Yeah, you're basically heroes. Berger is like, one of us is going to have to come back with you. This story has to be told.
We'd be honoured to have you on our journey.
You may spread the word of Elethanar's power.
I need to get...
Freya and Gaten.
Yeah, them two.
Heidi maybe I should come back to your village first, and then I can travel on to my village from there.
My father would make you more than welcome.
Indeed, the quickest way back to her village would probably be to go to yours and then get a boat down to the southern tip of Lake Eru, and then go across to Yargile.
As well.
Thing is, with Yargile, it's a lot further away from their tower than your Norberg. So you see on the screen, there's a village. See where the end of Evergreen is? It's down that far, and then there's another village further across. But they've got another tower. So Yargile is a little bit more central than Norberg.
Well, I'm sure my father can organise a boat for your safe return.
Yeah, there is a river that you can also take to speed that up. Yes, I'll come back to yours. We're quite isolated at the tower. It'll be far quicker for me to travel straight down. I tell you what, Berger has an idea. I'll go across to your tower, so I'll give them an update, and you go with these guys back to Norberg. I mean, seeing you and with your story, you're obviously a freeman of Yarberg. It will explain everything. So that's what they do. They agree that Berger is going to go across to the next tower, so they know what's going on, and then Heidi's going to come south with you back to Norberg, and then you're going to go, and then she's going to travel on to Yargile from there.
Perfect.
You guys are going to get... I assume you guys want to get back to the village. Though you've...
To get our fires back on.
Okay. You rest the night here. You're exhausted. You're absolutely exhausted. You're drained of spells. You've used everything you've got. You've taken grievous wounds. You hit...
Yeah, you know what I just realised?
What?
When I killed both them sprites, I gained 12 HP. Temporary HP.
Oh, did you choose that as your other invocation?
No, it's part of the fiend, isn't it? When you kill a creature, you get level plus charisma bonus in temporary hit points. But I keep forgetting that it's even a thing. So, do I get to negate all my damage? Because technically I wouldn't have taken any damage because it would have all been on my temporary hit points.
Oh yeah, when you hostile creature to 0 hit points, you gain 6 hit points. Where's temporary?
Right.
Temporary hit point. It's temporary hit points.
Last to the troll?
It'll have lasted to the troll, and yes, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, 12. Yes, that would have worked. Yes, it's on your Dark One's Blessing. It's called. Yes, yeah. No, yes, absolutely. So you were.
His wounds are gonna magically disappear.
Yeah, basically. But by the morning, between the food, the healing, being able to use your hit dice to replenish your energies, by the morning you're all healed up. Between magic, temporary hit points, and sheer brute will to live. You're given extra clothing, weapons. Basically, you can become fully kitted out now as freeman. So you can choose any basic equipment that you want now. So any armor, basic sword, or any weapon, it's yours to take. So what? They replace, if you've got hide armor, they will replace that and repair that themselves, because obviously yours. Yeah, they got shields.
Can I take a shield and instead of the great axe, a battle axe that's one-handed or versatile.
Yeah, the versatile battle axe. Yeah, sure. Okay, you got and a couple of hand axes that you can throw.
And I'll should I keep the great axe, or do they want that back?
You can carry it if you want. They recognise you now as Freeman, so you've now effectively passed the trial. You haven't gone back officially and done it. They also give you enough rations to get back, so you've got food, you've got a little backpack. Each of you's got a backpack now, a small backpack, okay? Make a note of that, and in that you've got enough rations for 2 days to get back. This time with a group of 4 of you, fully rationed up, fully healthy. You know, you can stop off, make a bonfire. Nothing disturbs you on the way back. In fact, the time passes so fast. It takes you 2 days. You have to stop and camp one night, and you take it in turns with the campsite. But you make it back to the village. And the fire's burning again, because this is exactly the time you were due back. So you've basically come back at the perfect time, and everybody's there.
Are we all allowed to add a weapon?
Oh yes, you have to bring fire. So I mean that's quite easy.
Create a campfire then, and we can all just hold them.
Yeah.
Are we able to all add a weapon on from the watchtower?
Yes, you can all have weapons if you want.
Don't really need it.
Well, I'm gonna add on a crossbow.
I'll take another dagger so I can have 2 daggers.
Do you think it's better for me to have a hand crossbow or a heavy crossbow, Gaten?
As you
You can't take a heavy crossbow.
Okay, I'll take a hand.
I think it requires a certain amount of strength to use heavy crossbow.
Okay, I'll take a hand.
It's a heavy weapon and it requires 13, I think. I don't know what your strength is.
okay.
Oh, then you can take a heavy crossbow if you want. You are surprisingly strong.
Assuming that's better than hand.
Does more damage. It's more combat.
Wrong one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to use the heavy crossbow for this.
As you get back, you hear cheers. There's applause, just ringing out. You make your way down an aisle. People start clapping and cheering as you get in there, and you get to the centre, and you've all got aloft the ceremonial torch bearers, making your way back in. Giles standing there. You made it, all of you! Well done! He charges forward and gives you Freya a massive bear hug. And he whispers in your ear, proud of you, girl, proud of you. And then he goes around to each of you. Gaten shakes your hand. Ilith shakes your hand. Freeman, one and all! And they're like, Freeman, one and all! And then they notice Heidi walking sheepishly behind. And the sort of the crowd starts quieting down. There's still a bard playing in the background, giving a little bit, and Joel notices there's some sort of still some scars on your upper neck.
I think that he probably would have still had his white gown on that's just torn to shreds.
Yeah. Yes. What happened? Heimdall comes out. What's going on? You've done great, well done! Heimdall goes around and bows to you, Freya. Heimdall shakes hands with you, Gaten. Heimdall brings you in. Elith, Heimdall comes up to you, gives you a big hug. Well done, son, well done! He's not your father, but you do spend a lot of your time. He was really harsh to you around the bonfire because he knows you really well. Now you've surpassed. I knew you could do it! I knew you just needed the motivation. I'm proud of you. Charles proud of you. Your family's proud of you. But Charles, it's Heidi, isn't it? You're one of the hunters from Yargile. Will one of you explain what's going on?
Well, you wouldn't believe it if I said it, but I managed to slay 2 sprites that supposedly had a very elemental and icy origin.
Try and stop him.
Gaten's like,
Talk about this.
what? Giles like, yes. He quickly senses that there's something really bad happened here.
Do you like my direwolf hat?
It's not a good idea to speak out in front of everyone.
Wearing my direwolf hat. Has anyone noticed?
Yeah, a few people noticed. You're wearing a direwolf hat. You're talking about sprites. Let's get inside. Handle.
And I just shout out, he's had a drink already, lightweight.
Giles turns to one of his other men. Get the warriors. The rest of the freemen are just, they haven't noticed. Most of them have never travelled too far in the wilderness anyway. None of them have seen much combat, so they don't really understand what's going on. Giles takes you into his quarters. You can hear the crowd outside still. He takes you away from the main fire, back into his house. There's a small campfire. There's a small hearth burning here. Basically, Freya, he's taking you into your home. Your bedroom's just down the end. There's a.
Welcome to my home, boys.
Yeah, welcome to my crib.
Didn't think I'd see you in here this soon.
I do like the children's pictures on the walls.
Yeah, there's some sketches of Freya as a young child. Standing there with
very good.
What is muscular back then? I see.
My father's men have downplayed me.
What's happening? Dear Heidi. Oh,
we killed an ice troll.
Ice troll!
Yeah,
I burnt it with my hands.
Eventually, it took a lot of fighting.
You see 2 others come into the room. One of them is Gudbrand, Swordborn, who's the Giles' basically #1 warrior, and Bjorn the bear. What is this? What is going on? This is Bjorn sits down. It's like the ground shakes a bit as Bjorn sits down. Still, without a doubt, the biggest man you've ever seen. Almost as big as the ice troll. Not quite as big, that ice troll. In fact, quite a bit smaller. But relatively, it kind of feels massive. Heidi pipes in. If I may speak on behalf of Yargile. Yargile owes a debt of honour to these 3 great warriors. My hunting partner, Kieran, was slain by 2 ice sprites out in the frozen wastes. We got lost. The white, it just basically descended down in pulses from the mountain. Did you see it at all? It was like walls of ice snow that just basically just travelled really fast, and then when it left, everything was covered in snow, and we were hit by one of these and we got disorientated and lost. Kieran was slain by these ice spirits. I ran to try and find him, got lost, found these tracks that we'd seen almost as close to our tower as you could imagine. And then it appeared from nowhere and attacked me, and I would have been dead if these 3 hadn't turned up and saved my life. The power, the Gaten's ability to fight, Freya's ability to fight, and the spells and power of Alith was incredible. The troll was burnt to death and wounded by dozens of grievous wounds. I've never seen anything like it. These are legendary. Well, I wouldn't go that far. They're still quite young, but clearly you guys have done well. We need to do something about this immediately, but at the same time, we need to complete our ritual. You know, the ritual of 100 generations is not easily just left aside. We need to indoctrinate these as freemen into our village. Then you can decide what you wish to do. Heidi steps up. I wish help to find passage back to my village. I need to warn Nathan. Yes, Nathan needs to know. You don't know who... Oh, Freya, you know who Nathan is. Nathan is the very young leader of Yargile. You've met him once. He's quite charming. Like raven black hair, piercing green eyes. He's quite the charmer and one with the men. He's very...
Better looking than Scad.
Yes, better looking than Scad. He's also very free thinking. He's not much of a traditionalist. He's been introducing quite a lot of modernisation measures. He's talked he's talked a few times about unifying the tribes, which is something nobody ever talks about. Jarl would be dead set against it, and he is the leader.
For now.
Okay. Well, it's clear to me we need to send some scouting parties into the mountains and find out what's chased this troll down, and find out what the source of these cloud swarms are. Heimdall steps in. From what you've described, these are not natural phenomena that I'm aware of. Kettle, the other learned. Both of these are people that you've trained with. Could they be the result of avalanches? Avalanches might have caused the dust clouds. Multiple avalanches, one after another? Who would cause such a thing? Joel. Well,
It wasn't me, I swear.
it's clear to me that this needs investigation. We need to call for volunteers to go to the mountains and try and uncover what's amiss up there. We need to finish your trial first. What would you three like to do?
I'd like to go back to my apartment and go fucking sleep for a year.
Sounds very sensible. Freya?
If you need me, I'll be there.
Gayton?
Keep up appearances so that we don't spread any panic. I'll join the celebrations for now.
Oh, I guess I can go for a few drinks.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's celebrate tonight, and in the morning, let's plan. But it sounds to me like we've got some new heroes on our hands, eh, Heidi? Yeah, definitely heroes. Great power, fantastic fighting ability. All three of them, incredible. Oh, praise indeed, even from another village.
Listen up.
Yeah, you go outside, they all everyone else doesn't have a clue what's going on. So they all start cheering and getting rowdy, the music gets more lively, multiple bards kick in. There's all sorts of music going on, it turns out to a right cacophony. Someone challenges you to a drinking contest, all three of you.
We can rolling checks.
I can fucking annihilate him.
Make a constitution save.
Can I base this off real life constitution drinking, or can I base it?
No, unfortunately, character constitution.
That's unfair.
Exclamation mark save constitution.
Oh, my con is +0, man. I could drink this guy under the table.
Whoa! Okay, the three of you start chugging down.
Above average.
Aleph, you're doing okay. Gayton, very impressive, but
Traditional drinker.
but at the head of them all, standing there with a crowd around her, is Freya. She's like, "Come on, lads!" And she's downing pint after pint. Gayton's struggling to follow you.
Doing my free time.
Yeah, Freya's absolutely banging them down. But Aleph, you're just about keeping up. You're not. You start to look a bit sicky. You're like, but you're holding it down.
Not sick. Aleph is just tired.
You're keeping it together. Gayton, you're okay, but you're a little bit in awe of Freya. It just seems to be just a drinking goddess. You all get very, very drunk. It's hard to say what happens at the end of the evening. That's entirely up to you. You have a lot of advances from people. Stad comes up to you, Freya. Impressive. My future wife. You see how good she was. Come here, girl. Now that,
duck under and miss his arm.
okay, I'll let you just do it. No save required. Oh, slippery girl! Come on!
A little bit of fun.
Jill, how could you not want me? I mean, Stad is very good looking. He's
better looking than me.
No, he's nowhere near as good looking as you. He basically is similar in a good looks department as Gaten. He's built similar to Gaten as well, and he's the father. Yeah, he's Scad Fireburn, son of Kettle Fireburn, the alchemist, who you had the council meeting with earlier, with Jarl. He basically walks off rejected. He keeps trying every time he sees you. Yeah. That's gonna be my wife. It's already said. My father's already told me it's gonna happen. It starts to settle. The fire starts to die down, and the evening starts to wind down, and you're sent back to your rooms. If you wish, or you could just drink through the night. It's entirely up to you.
I'd like to go to bed.
To rest. I need my spell slots back.
Gaten, you also keep up appearances.
Can I heal Gaten?
You've got no more spells. Oh yes, you have. You have. You could have healed him in the last couple of days. No.
I'd like to do it now. Drunk.
Freya's like drunk and just like, lay on hands, healy weely, gonna cure your bod. She starts touching your body like this.
Wait, cannot cast now. Oh wait.
Exclamation G space LR.
G space L.
Boom.
There we go, and now I can cast. There you go, you can have 7 more back.
Yeah. Suffice it to say, you didn't need it. You'd already been healed. Positive flowing energy just warms you.
He still had some issues because I hadn't healed him yet.
Here is your mental heal.
This is true. Okay. The session ends there with you going back to your rooms. Gaten, you have a warmth just slowly fading from your body, where Freya just stroked her hands over you and poured healing energy into you. Aleph, you're the hero. In fact, Heidi gets quite drunk, and if you wish to take advantage of her drunk state, she does get quite comely with you, even though she's married. It's up to you whether you...
Widowed.
No, she's not widowed. She
was married to Kieran.
No, she's not married to Kieran. She's married to somebody else, but who's back at base. But she's not at home. She's on a business trip. So she's like, hey.
I let her come into my room, but I do not disturb her.
Okay, she basically just
Respectful virgin.
she curls up with you for warmth, but she don't partake of the carnal sins.
The comfort of other people in my bed.
Yeah, you start talking about this to her, but she's already fallen asleep. You're like, it's important to me that I take my pleasure from my. Oh, she's asleep. Oh.
Oh well, let's stick it there anyway.
And you go to sleep too. And that's it. The session ends. Ooh. Cuddle time. Right, everybody. Congratulations, you are now officially freemen. You undertake a ritual.
20,000 experience points.